No comment.
Yeah.
IDK about that.
He could do better.
You know, that whole side of the aisle.
If ever there was a time
They could
to
do
grow a
something.
spine, it's now, baby.
Boy. Speaking of, my name is Mike Stidham, and you're watching the Iron 900. Tonight, I am honored by the presence of my friend Crave.
Yo.
Regular, I forgot what I was going to call you and Vince. Semi-regular co-host.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm honored to have that title.
Yeah. I appreciate you being here. And to my right,
Hey.
I have a question for this.
Yeah.
For this young man.
Yeah.
First off, I have started 2 shows here at Q4,
Mm-hmm.
and I broke in the glove, so to speak, with this young man as a guest for both of them.
Word.
It happened.
Mhm. Blurred.radio 2016, October 20th. There were still the Indians in there.
They were.
The Indians and the Cubs played each other. This young man said to me, let's be civil. You don't need to throw hands over this. And I remember my response was something like, I mean, if hands need to be thrown,
No,
we can get it out of our system.
Your response specifically was, well, there is 2 of us. And my response to that is, yeah, well, I don't think you understand the size of the fight in this dog. And I'd
Shout out to
rather
Steve.
we not do that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and to
We
be
don't got
fair, this was a well-practiced experience from the season before
Mm,
when I was
mm,
running
mm.
into my friend on the way to the airport out in New York, and he was all
Mhm.
up in his Mets gear. And I had this moment where I was like, oh wait, we might be playing each other in the playoffs. And
Yep.
like, you're coming to
Prepare myself.
Chicago right after that to play All Smiles, which was still running at the time, our monthly. And we had to have a talk on the sidewalk, like, yo, so like,
Mhm.
you're staying at my crib.
Wow.
You know, there's
Well,
a lot, there's some things, if you can't be cool about this,
Yeah.
you know, this might not work. And so it
Mhm,
worked.
mhm.
Shout out Googie.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. My question.
Yeah.
Well, let me also say, first episode of the Iron 900 before I named it the Iron 900. Rich Jones is here.
Yeah.
Shout out to the great Rich Jones. Rich Jones, how did we meet each other?
If I'm correct, I am.
You're the
90
official story. I genuinely
I'm
don't
99% sure that you had art at Hank McCoy's show at Quinter's.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Whoa.
He was the guy that delivered the message that I was fired from Quenchers. No one told me why. And I was fired. This is shout out to you, Hank McCoy. I got this news after getting my shift covered so that I could go see my dying father.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, fuck. those
So,
guys.
you know, while he didn't know that, just don't fire people randomly without warning.
Yeah.
Because now we got beef.
Okay.
And-
Yeah.
and a reason is always great.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
reason is always great.
I was like, what?
Okay.
Why? He was like, well, people say that they always have to tell you how to finish your closing duties. And I heard something like that. And I was like, then what have I been doing at closing? Like, why doesn't anybody tell me these things? So,
Yeah. Well, I can just say unequivocally that's fucked. And,
yeah.
So yeah, fuck that. I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
silver lining, you had
Mhm.
his art hanging at his release show,
Mm-hmm.
and I think
I saw
they
that.
hired me to be the host of it, which was a strange. I hate hosting. By the way. If you see me incidentally hosting, that's one thing.
Mhm.
But anytime they're like, we need this guy up there to burn time.
Hmm.
I just want you to know I am miserable.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm probably
But you're
better
so good at like off the cuff stuff.
incidentally. I'm saying though, if you want to say tonight's the night, you're
Oh,
on,
and,
you're
like,
on
the pressure's
you're-
on.
Yeah, it's like
Call Shadow.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Call
exactly.
Shadow.
You know,
Shout out to Shadow.
Yeah, shout out.
I don't really know what else to
Shadow
say in
Master
those
MC.
moments other than just to be like, so everyone feeling good, and now the next person is up, you know, and whereas like I've seen there are some people that they just can do it, and
Mhm,
God bless
mhm.
them. There's also people who I won't name. I had a show last year, and I'm not gonna say the when or where in case people want to try to place it. But
No
let's just
disrespect.
say there was a person that was put in that position that probably shouldn't have been put in that position, and the flame out was spectacular. It was so ugly. It was great. No one died, so here we are. But
That's good.
but yeah, so to answer your question, Quencher is probably 2015.
Okay.
So we've known each other over a decade,
That's
and
crazy.
then I'm pretty sure like not long after that's probably when you had me on the show, like about
Nice.
less than a year later.
For sure.
And
For sure.
then we've just been in and out of each other's lives since then, and it's a beautiful thing. I love you,
Yeah.
man.
I love you, bro.
Yeah.
I love you, Crave.
I love you too.
Hey, Craig.
Appreciate it. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
So something good came out of my Quencher's time, because otherwise, fuck that place.
I didn't know you were
Not a
there.
fan.
Well, it's so funny. I was just talking about that with my lady because the one thing I really loved about that place was the popcorn. I also love shitty international beers, and they had a lot of those. Like, you want to have a East German Pils that tastes like the inside of a tin can? Like, literally, it tastes like tin.
Yeah.
Boy, do we have the beer for you. And you know, I never had the pizza as far as I can remember.
Oh no, I did like it. It was good.
Interesting.
I had one of my favorite life moments, which I'll tell you about off air later.
Oh.
But yeah, so I've had some seminal moments at the Quenchers, but also like for them to fold so hard, I mean, there's enough said.
Mm.
I do want to say, like, you hooked me. Well, Steve, I think, hooked me up with a gig at Green Eyes.
That was me.
Oh, it was you.
Yeah.
Right.
I also hooked Steve up.
Oh, okay.
Are you
So
still
he-
are you
And
still
at
working at
Quenchers.
Green Eye?
No, not for a long time.
but I want to say that like I'd worked in like 7 bars before as a doorman, and they got on my nerves. And the fact that they didn't get on your nerves shows me that you had a lot of patience with whatever was going on at Quenchers. That's real interesting.
Patience is my superpower.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
I was already upset the first time I worked. By the third time, I told off the bartender.
Oh, you left. They told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
Midget.
like, yeah, and I was like, you might catch one outside, bro. Like,
They told me that part.
Like you step, take another
Yeah.
foot past this bar. We're throwing hands.
Was
It's
it-
like, well,
was it-
I'll be throwing
Was it the
hands.
Parisian looking dude who wears a newsy hat?
Yep.
Really? I called that.
With the bandana.
Yo.
Yeah. And you know
That's funny. I and that's just off rip. That's just a guess.
what?
That-
I just want to say real quick, I love you.
And let me tell you, 3
I
days
got
later, he showed up. I was a barista at the same time. So 3 days later, he showed up at my coffee shop, and it's like, oh, how the tables have turned. But
Yeah.
I was so upset, I couldn't focus, and I was like, somebody else got to make this man's drink because I still want to wring his neck. But
yeah, been there.
but you know, and the funny thing is, like, I think I told Rich Jones this before I'd seen him perform.
Mhm.
I'd written a piece on how DC squandered an opportunity to bring in the Mothman legacy
For sure.
into the Justice League movie and the Superman versus Batman movie, and I was like, there's so much rich culture and origin and like sightings, like anybody that Googles it, like now you can bring something to it, and I was just like, what an opportunity. And then days later, I'm hearing this guy perform live the Mothman song, and
I love that song.
I thought it was so poignant, and I was just like, I was going crazy. I was in the balcony, like, this is, and people were like, relax. And I'm like, you don't understand.
No.
I was just talking about this song. Like, but
Remember, we messaged about that because, like, because you, can I say, you told me you thought you saw the Mothman downtown. Yeah,
I was looking.
I was looking hard. I was like,
Because didn't they say it was somewhere in Logan Square?
well, there was that also in Rogers Park.
Rogers Park by the beach.
My cousin, her and her friend, actually around that time, I have no clue if they concluded it, but they were doing like a video series about the paranormal, and they were doing something on the Mothman. Like, I got to episode 3, and they maybe did more. I should hit her up and ask, but
For sure.
it was definitely a phenomenon, and it's kept happening though. Like,
Has it? That's what I was gonna ask.
I remember I think last year or maybe the Halloween before, maybe it was 2024 or 2025. They came out with a new drop of Unsolved Mysteries, and one of them was the Mothman.
I didn't know that.
And they were talking like 2023, like they were talking about recent like
Wow.
even more recent than because
Really?
that came out like 2018 or 19, I think.
Mhm.
The crazy thing is,
Um,
I was in a crowd of people, so I don't understand like why it's still even like there had to be 100 people out there all
Mhm.
pointing at the same thing. Like, what is that? Like, there, literally, I thought it was a dude on the Trump Tower about to commit suicide, and a whole bunch of people had formed and crowded around. So like, I can't be like I have receipts. And I took my phone out and then I decided like, oh man, do I really want to record this guy killing himself? And I put it away, and then this thing sprouts rings, and I'm just like, what?
Reveal.
Shout out to the Mothman.
Yeah,
Mothman,
yeah, wherever you are.
Mothman.
There it is. Out of all the strange shit that I had seen in my life, for some reason the Mothman is not one of them. And that's
Living like
upset.
Mothman.
Also check out Mothman by Rich Jones.
Right.
Hey man, that got me the cover of the Chicago Reader, man.
It did. I think I have that.
That's honestly like
Anytime a friend of mine is on the reader, which has happened 2 or 3 times, it's somewhere in the collection.
I wanted the cover so bad since I was a little kid, and the fact that I pulled that off, like I could,
I feel you.
Congrats.
I
Don't
was
though.
I was
I
like,
don't want to.
y'all gave Sharkula the cover and not me. I don't know if he got the cover though.
Shout out to Sharkula.
Man,
Yes.
Honestly, I'd be shocked if he hadn't got it at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure. I have a Sharkula painting in my house, and I do believe I'm the guy that said, Sharkula, just frame your stuff and put it up in bars, and you can sell it just off of the fact that you're Sharkula.
Exactly.
It takes a lot less work than burning CDs and wrapping them. I'll say that
That's
much
true.
because I
That's
met
true.
him in 2005, and that was the there's a paper case CD at Reckless.
He was still making the
I got
cassette
paper
tapes
case.
when I
Yeah,
when I met him.
you caught him 1.0
Yeah.
Shark 1.0.
Early Sharkula,
Yeah, it was interesting.
for sure.
But I'll tell you, like I was mad at first, but then I ended up sampling like half the stuff on that cassette tape. I don't know what I did with that CD, and I never got to put that music out. So,
Sample Sharkula and make sure you pay him out
Right.
there in the world.
Yeah.
So Rich Jones, I've never actually interviewed you as many times as I've had you on.
Really?
Blurred that. So I have some interview questions for you.
Okay.
You got 21 releases on Bandcamp
Wow. That's crazy.
from 2013 until this most recent project.
I see that 20. That must include singles then.
somebody been
Or
busy.
something.
Yeah,
And that doesn't actually even include everything because I put a bunch of stuff on private. So there's there's like at least a handful of things that people can't even access right now.
What's your direct Bandcamp?
richjonesmusic.bandcamp.com, and there's
Gotcha.
even I guess there's other albums that you could find on other label pages. There's one other label page, $3 Pistol is the label that's put out my last few projects,
Okay,
based out of Philadelphia.
for sure. First off, what's your favorite project?
I mean, I love all my children, but
Mhm.
I think the best way to look at it is whatever the next thing I'm working on is the thing I'm in love with the most.
Okay.
Just because like I have to feel like the next thing is like in its own ways better than the previous thing.
For sure.
And it's, I mean, look, things can also just be very different.
Mhm.
And, you know, I think it's just more like, how am I seeing growth
Mhm. Mhm.
in what I'm doing from project to project? And I mean, you know, plateauing isn't inherently a sin either, but I'm not entirely trying to have a predictable listen either.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
you know, that can go sideways too. So, you know, that risks are risks. But
For sure.
yeah, I'd say probably the next couple projects that I'm working on right now, I've got an album that's essentially done that's going to come out in the fall, and then there's another album which I'm either going to put out this summer or I'm just going to wait till next year. But and then I'm about to go. Let's just say I'm really trying to move intentionally with what I'm making, and I've got some incredible collaborators that are like queuing up to you know, give me some time and space to make some new shit and have fun and hopefully push the envelope on like what people expect from either of us, you know.
For sure. I think that's the true mark of an artist. This is going to be a very short non sequitur. I just went through all of Nas's albums. I won't get into why I'm just now going through not all of Nas's albums. Actually, I can say real quickly, it was Nostradamus. the fact that he made Nostradamus the video after Hate Me Now, I was like, well, it's over. I guess that's it. I'm going through it. It was an awful time.
Hate Me Now was not a good time.
I'm not. We don't got to get it.
And it won't stop now.
I mean, it seemed like it stopped for at least 4 years.
Yeah.
The reason I was listening to it is because I was like, well, I listened to Light Years. I listened to
Light
the Magic Light.
It worked.
It's not Light Years.
No, that was in 2017.
Well, Google let me look up Light Years and let me think that was the name of the album.
Hey, close enough.
For sure. I listened to that and I was like, let me go back and listen to the past few projects he came out with. And as I'm listening, I'm like, who's rapping right now? Oh shit, that's still Nas. Like, he's grown so much. The reason why I think Nas grew so much is because Nas is always pushing the envelope versus Jay-Z, who became Jay-Z around about 1996 and just kept being Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So when I hear you say pushing the envelope, that gives me hope that a great artist is going to become greater. Even if something doesn't work, you're still going to learn from it and add that into your vernacular. Is the word I'll use.
That's the plan. And it's funny. I was just having this phone call before I came over here with my friend. Like, I think the mantra that I think about a lot as I'm preparing myself for this, and like also just as I'm listening to music, even especially if it's artists that I grew up listening to, and maybe I'm not as in love with what they're doing as I was when I first listened to them, is I wrote this line on Smoke Detector where I say, mediocrity comes for all, no matter the size of the star, and I'm just trying to stall. And it's kind of an acknowledgement, like, you know, you can see people wave hopping or trend chasing in an effort to, you know, maintain relevancy or whatever level they're on, versus having a more natural progression. I mean, for all we know, man, I'm probably never going to be signed to a major label if I had to guess. So, I mean, you know, who knows what kind of pressures they're being put into by having to listen to a team kind of help them cook. And, you know, so I guess I'm grateful for that. But I again, to that part, it's like, if you understand that there is going to be a certain point atrophying of your ear in terms of being able to discern what's good and what isn't, you know, then I think it's like people that do like Sudoku and other shit to keep their memory sharp so that they, you know, they got the lesser chance of having like different types of dementias or what, you know, whatever people do to protect themselves. And I think that as a philosophy for what I'm making and for my listening, I think that keeps me potent, because it's just like, man, like, yeah, like, got to make sure this makes sense. Like, and you know, that's the other fun part too, is like, and it takes making mistakes to figure this out, is like, you know, certain knowing yourself deeply, where it's like, yo, this beat is cool, I don't think it makes sense for me. I don't know if you've heard the new A$AP Rocky album.
I have not.
But like, I was listening to it this last weekend, and it really struck me that I you know, I don't know who the producer is for it, or if there was an executive in the mix. Again, like, I don't know the team, and I'm not trying to dog anybody, but it was just like, you know, I also maybe I've missed a few albums, you know, so for all I know, maybe I got to go back to before to kind of see the lineage of how we got here. But it was just kind of an unfortunate thing where it's like, kind of like with, I'm going to use some weird examples, like take like a Vampire Weekend, or like a Mumford and Sons, or like, you know, a Foster the People. At a certain point, they're making this weird version of stadium pop. It's not even like they're making like, you know, acoustic Irish folk, or you know, like, you know, catchy kind of like California radio vibe, you know, songs about school shootings, or like you know, singing about Cape Cod or whatever, you know. It's all kind of just becoming the amorphous soup. The same goes for like Death Cab for Cutie and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm not like a hardcore fan of any of these bands, but like listening to their progression into where they're at now, it's just like, wow, like, you're really, I don't, whoever's steering the ship, I would have words with them, because it's just like, this is in service of finding quote unquote a hit, and it's not considering does this make sense? And for all I know, there's album cuts that completely kill this argument for me.
Mm.
Maybe the singles are really just this like anomalous bit of the spectrum, and there's other things that feel more in tune with their shit. And maybe I gotta go study that, because like, here's a great example. There's that dude Hosier. That guy's like, my whiskey needs. Like, that song is kind of annoying, but I get why people dig it. It's kind of a banger. And I for reasons
formulaic.
For reasons I'll leave unknown, I was studying his shit. And there were songs on his like album cuts where I was like, yo, this dude's like really dope at what he does. This maybe isn't for me, but this dude's got, I can't say he's not talented, and I can't say that there aren't like grander visions here. It's almost like, I almost wonder what it would look like for some of these people if they were able to just kind of go weird, which is maybe the beauty of having your career on the periphery like mine.
Oh, for sure.
No one's telling me what to do. Agency is like the biggest gift I have.
Yeah.
Where I essentially, I need to be respectful and be in conversation with collaborators and whatnot. I'm not a tyrant in that way, but it's also something where like, I can dictate where the sound goes if I want. I'm already thinking about what other weird things people wouldn't expect me to do that maybe won't even be under my name. Maybe it's a whole different thing.
For sure, doing the Cool Keith versus the Dr. Octagon.
I mean,
and all his other personalities.
Who says it's even going to be rap music, man? I've already made all sorts of music regardless. I think it's mainly thinking about like, okay, if I am in a zag, how do I do this in a way that feels like you're just taking a little trip down the Mario tunnel to the coin room, some different shit, and it's not it's something that feels relative, but also like kind of like a different chamber of the universe versus being, because I do think at certain points I've confused audiences with what I do too. Like, okay, so he's making like he's like kind of like lo-fi R&B giants, and now he's making soul bangers, and now he's like gone back to like more like hip hop based stuff, which is, I mean, I think there's like a pre and a post era for me, like up to 2020. I am moving more towards the realm of the vocalist and looking to kind of make, I think, arguably bigger sounding records, more noise in that way. And there's still music from that time that's on ice. It's now 6-7 years, gosh, almost a decade since some of this stuff started. And I still haven't found my way back to that thought. So like since 2020, if you look at my music from 2020, starting with How Do You Sleep at Night, to me, I'm still riding that breath, and I'm finding new pockets of that momentum to kind of like push even further, again, that's also where like you have to find new ways to challenge yourself to and again so I to see the through line through it all, though. Like I feel like in some ways there's totally a world where, I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily, someone probably gets sick of it, I'm sure, but if someone were to listen to my shit straight through from 2020 to now, I think that'd be a pretty interesting kind of like flow of sounds.
Do you think they think it's different people?
I don't think so. Not from 2020. I think the one thing that happened from like 2014, 15 on, I really started to like call the things that weren't necessary out of my shit. So like, this is like a trope of the genre. Do I need to say this? Like, get your hands up, or things like that. Does that make sense for what I'm doing? Am I actually delegitimizing, or like maybe like even kind of killing some of the power of a moment if I am kind of having these like kind of generic isms in the mix? And then from there, I also was able to have a really excellent period with my engineer Joel Gutman when he was in Chicago, and it was a great time to really get in tune with my voice, because at a certain point it's like, yo, like, okay, like how do you actually sound? And for me, I think especially, I've never been, showing great emotion isn't a problem for me. I think for some instances, it's just about people being able to like take you seriously or believe that great emotion. Like if someone's like big mad, I mean, that could go a lot of ways. You're either scared shitless or you're pointing your finger laughing at them, right? I'd rather much more be in control and smooth in my efforts, especially in my vocal delivery, because at the end of the day, like if I get all worked up and I'm sounding out of breath and out of pocket, that just doesn't sound like me. It sounds like I'm trying too hard. And I think that that's something where I, as I've gotten into this pocket, like you said, breaking in the baseball mitt earlier, like that's actually where I'm starting to find newer flow patterns and newer things that I'm starting. It's almost like I like have done these drills to death, and now I can really start playing a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And have more confidence that when I say something in that kind of maybe different type of flow or whatever, I'm gonna be able to land the plane, and it's gonna like hit for people because I have the ability to step into the pocket and maintain power. I feel like I'm in an interesting place vocally because I'm kind of like I'm really something broke in me this fall. Tour really did a number on me in a good way, where I started just getting frustrated, especially with like I just felt certain audiences maybe weren't locking in as best as they could, or were doing things that were upsetting me. And it was something where it's like, you think I'm just saying some chill shit. You think this is just like some you know,
Vegas
navel gazing bullshit, and I'm actually saying some real shit here.
Yeah.
And you're not
navel gaze.
We're just staring at your belly, staring at your belly button, or your navel, and like, and that to me it frustrates because it's just like, yo, like it shows mainly people a lot of the times it's listening to the beats, they're not necessarily hearing what you're saying, and it's true. I do deliver things like calmly and measured, and it can be relaxing. But if you look at what's being said, I'm saying some heavy shit very calmly,
for sure.
and that to me is like, I've found live especially. There's almost a necessity to command and to kind of maybe not be as warm and friendly as I have been previously, because I think people are missing the point a little bit. And so I'm excited, honestly, to come out the other side of this moment, because I think I have leaned into power in a way that has sacrificed some of my finesse. And I'm excited when those two places can meet up again in the middle, and I know I can kind of start, you know, modulating between the two a bit better.
For sure. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was kind of all over the place, but
hey, man,
I love you.
You definitely
did a good shit.
Touched on a few things that I have written down. For example, one, I heard you talk about confidence. When did you first start to feel confident enough to get on the stage with your art, or to record your voice with your art?
My first recordings were when I was 17, so that was over 20 years ago.
How long had you been
wanting to write and record? I mean, 12 years old.
And here's
but earlier, 4 years old. I saw my parents pointed out dudes freestyling on the sidewalk after dinner as we were walking to the car or something. You know, hip hop just felt like this really fun thing. I mean, I remember me and my friend over by the Raskin Theater downtown before the children's theater performances over at the DePaul Theater space, and you know, we're dancing on the sidewalk singing Tootsie Roll, you know, by 69 Boys. You know, it's just, it was so fun.
It's not the butterfly.
Not the butterfly. It's just the Tootsie Roll. And so yeah, just like, I don't know, it felt very much like of the era I came up in as a small child, and then you start. I remember like Channel 6 was super fuzzy on the reception, but like that was the box. So like I catch glimpses of like Crucial Conflicts. Hey, that's where I saw Bone Thugs and Harmony with Crossroads. Sure. You know, Gravel Pit. You know, well, I guess that, no, you know, by then that was MTV2. The North Korean public access station, they have pirated MTV2 sometimes on weekends. But yeah, just I don't know. Like there was just some early things that were just like mesmerizing and just like really stuck with me. And then you know, around middle school is when you start having more of your own listening habits. I'm able to start buying certain things here and there. With
first album you ever bought with your own money?
I would say first rap album was Fuji's The Score.
Good first album.
I got a used copy when I was in Paris when I was 13.
Oh, man.
And it was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I listened to that album hundreds of times. I was so in love with it.
In that store, was there a lot of hip hop? Because I remember hearing that a lot of Parisian hip hop artists began around the time of Hell on Earth by Mobb Deep. Havoc said that's where that album was most popular.
I believe that. I mean, that was an interesting trip because like that was a used CD store.
Mhm.
And I remember like I got that and an MC Solar album because I remember we heard about him in French class.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, let me check this guy's stuff. I bet you if I listen now, maybe I'd be more into it. I wasn't really into it at 13, but I remember we also went to the Virgin Mega store, and that just had everything. That we had a Virgin Mega store here.
Rest in
like,
peace to records.
yeah.
Record stores are still out there, but not like.
I miss Tower Records the most. Man.
Yeah,
they had a great magazine section
for sure.
Yeah, but
shout out to hip hop magazines. I meant to bring a Source magazine. I collect them, and I tend to bring them for this show because I've had younger co-hosts come in. I was like, "Here's an iced tea Source from 1996. Go on ahead and look through it."
Yeah, you thumb through that, but don't need no chocolate.
Don't mess up.
Can I ask you what year you were in Paris, in France?
I went in 2001.
Okay.
And then I went again in 2008, which the 2008 one, that was even crazier because I remember that was the first time in my entire life where I was in a city by myself and I didn't know anybody.
Yeah,
and I remember I ended up back at the Virgin Mega store and they had the listening station. That's right when Foreign Exchange's second album had come out, and then Kamal the Abstract with Q-Tip had come out. And I remember I listened to those albums back to back at the listening station because I was so homesick. I was so out of sorts because I was holy cow, like I feel alone. Like I don't know where this is gonna go. And between that and some deft usage of some internet cafes to touch base with the homies. Honestly, the soundtrack of the internet cafe, I just was listening to Ski Mask Way by 50 Cent on loop. It was awesome.
Nice.
It was great. But yeah, and then by the end of the night, I found some French kids that wanted to kick it, and we ended up riding the French divvy bikes around, getting drunk and shit. It was great. Yeah, man.
Wow. Yeah. I gotta want to interject. I was there a couple years, about a decade earlier. And I was shocked, like, to hear so much hip hop being played, like in restaurants and public places. Yeah. And my friends were telling me, like, it's like this. It's been like this. But I got to Paris in '98, and they were just, Chicago wasn't like that. There was just, there was hip hop nights at certain places, but you didn't walk into a donut shop and hear just a whole bunch of hip hop, right? Like it was nothing. And
like American hip hop or like French hip hop?
American. Okay. And it'd be high end restaurants I went to, and it was nothing.
Why are we listening to Mobb Deep?
Like no one had an issue with it, and I was just like, this would not fly in Chicago. Like it's been like this a couple of years now, and it would be like nothing but middle-aged French people. And like you would think they had no business listening to hip hop, and there was some head bobbing, but there was just, it wasn't even like shocking. Like, it was just standard.
So, okay, to bring it to Chicago, what do you think our version of that was then at that time?
Oh, it was rock. It was rock and bossa nova. And I remember studying that in advertising at Columbia College, and I remember making notes of it, and to the point where I would just be watching television and bet people, like we would have the volume off and be like, you turn this car commercial on, it's gonna be either like 90s rock, like what they thought was 90s rock, like
Latin rock,
right, not really rock, and then there'd be or Brazilian bossa nova, and I was like, okay, well this is about to switch up. It's like France is all hip hop, all the commercials, everything is hip hop. So like, it's crazy. We're Americans, and we don't even play that here, for sure. But
don't even play that here.
The pre-hip hop thing, the pre this or that thing in Tide commercials, like America, that was a thing, kid.
Yeah,
that was a thing. The fact that I hear Annie Up everywhere that Annie Up doesn't belong. But you know, this is a song about strong arm robbery
and kidnapping.
Why are the Ninja Turtles
and straight up abduction? And they're yelling the whole song. But much respect to them.
For sure. Shout out to MOB.
Get the bag. Yo, weirdest song heard out of context or out of like taste, I should say. It was an East Coast DJ, and I saw like he posted on his Instagram story. He was playing. he was playing a party in L.A.
Mhm.
But he's a like a Brooklyn. He's like a Manhattan or Brooklyn. He's from New York.
Mhm.
And this man was on the West Coast
Mhm.
DJing,
Mhm.
playing "Hit 'Em Up," and I was just like, yo, like I feel like that's no, I mean, there's a lot of West Coast music you could play, and not, that's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Like, come on, like that's crazy to me.
We can't act like there weren't people in New York that like that song. They might not have been able to like play it in their car everywhere.
Right.
That's fair. I'm just saying,
and I'm sure it played on New York radio because New York radio ran shit back in the day.
Yeah, and he was plugged in New York.
I'm not saying he's not plugged in New York. I'm not saying that there weren't fans of it. Shit, I listened to both the songs that they made to disrespect each other.
For sure.
I just mean to say, at this juncture in time, there are so many. You literally could just play "Do for Love" by Tupac, and that would be like the hottest West Coast style song you could drop from Tupac. It'd be such a vibe. You're at a pool party, for fuck's sake. Who the fuck wants to hear "Hit 'Em Up" at a pool party? What kind of sick fuck is playing "Hit 'Em Up" at a pool party, bro? Just saying.
That's become the standard.
Yo, I don't know about you, but I love to listen to "Hit 'Em Up" at the pool party. It really gets me going.
I also think that
I hear that at day parties.
That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. It's 12:05 p.m.
Right.
Get money.
I haven't even finished my mimosa yet.
Beer mimosa, bro. We had the sky blue waters in this beer.
I don't think I've ever had a beer mimosa.
Never had a beer mimosa. Honestly, my favorite.
It's like grapefruit juice and
it's just beer and orange juice, bro.
I would go with grape juice.
Yo, honestly, my favorite beer.
What's up? Yeah.
Orange juice. Man, nice.
I'll have to try it.
I can see the grapefruit.
Oh, honestly, grapefruit and beer would be very interesting.
Well, Stiegel Radley.
Yeah, I love a Radley.
You can drink like 10 of them.
Honestly, I like, or I mean, by alcohol provided. This is like 2.5. Like,
I love at 43 years old, I love low alcohol.
Well, let's also get. We also have to give it up to the shandy.
Oh, the summer shandy.
We're gonna talk about little Liney's action.
Shout out to Line Kugel.
Line and Kugels.
A good lemon shandy.
Falls.
Delicious. So we talked about your inspirations. When's the first rap that you ever wrote on paper? Was it in
sixth grade, 6th or 7th grade? It was in the style of one of the songs that was on the Blue Streak soundtrack. I threw it out. It does not exist anymore. I found
Once
it.
he said Blue Streak soundtrack, really?
What was on the Blue Streak?
Foxy Brown.
Nice.
I forgot.
Nah.
Shout out to the
Def Jam 99. It was
for sure.
It was
Survival of the Illest.
There was some hits on there.
I imagine soundtracks.
There was that
dope as fuck.
Living in the land of milk and honey. Money.
I don't know if I know that.
Blue Streak is Martin.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle, Luke Wilson, and then the guy that just died, that was the evil dude from The Mask. He played Dorian in The Mask.
Okay.
He's also Zed.
I've definitely told people they look like
in
that guy in The Mask.
Yeah, but
Zed's dead.
Yeah, so that was the first time I was writing, and I remember I had I remember the first song that I actually finished from start to finish was a song about robbing a bank.
Okay. All right.
And about a getaway, and that was fun. And then
we reached our statute of limitations.
I was
long.
Small child. No reality raps. No realities, no raps. But and I feel I had this. My first song that I recorded though was called For Show. I can't remember much about it.
You don't remember any of the lyrics to it?
Got my money in my bag, heading for the front door. No one can try to stop me. For show.
Nice.
On the world, and I wanna go. No one can try to stop me. For show. I also had another joint. One of my first my first joint to get played on the radio is Seb Severe. Was at U of I, and I did a song with Montana Max on my first album called Rich in Name Only, and that is not on Bandcamp. But we had a song called Bloody Your Knuckles,
Okay.
It was
I
like
think
Concrete
I heard
Jungle,
that.
and I'm working for
Yeah.
the hustle, son, with the mind on the muscle. Yeah, it was cool, man. That was like bloody your knuckles. That was like the last little phrasing of the hook or whatever. That was
That's funny.
that was a moment. It was a
That does
MySpace
not-
classic.
I'm picturing you in the. I can't remember the specific album cover, but you're in the suit. I want to say there's a hand on your shoulder.
Oh, the show to you.
And I'm picturing Shoulder You Lean On.
But
I
it's-
believe I have that tape. And Bloody Your Knuckles.
Right, yeah.
there's been some progression from here.
We had a joke about people not wearing deodorant, and for that title, it's me and Aaron, that lady. It was like the shoulder you lean on, in parentheses, smells bad.
It happens.
It does.
It
It happens.
Shout out to aluminum free deodorant.
Yes.
Tom's a main.
Yeah, but it lasts like 4 hours. And then after that, if it's hot, keep it in
Smells
your
good.
bag. Keep it in your bag.
Feels good. Smells good.
Yeah.
You gotta carry that with you.
You definitely have to carry that in your bag.
It's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap either. Tell me about the Dream Blunt rotation.
Okay, so
How did it start? Where has it gone? How do you feel about it?
Dream Blunt Rotation is the heir to All Smiles, which was the monthly event that I ran at a tonic room with my group SCC for almost 9 years. And that ended in 2019. And before the pandemic, I had a couple ideas for some shows I wanted to do, and obviously shit shut down. And then as things kind of started opening back up again, I had people hitting me up to come to Chicago and like get things set up in Chicago. And I had a couple of venues that I was kind of like friendly with, that I could do stuff kind of on a whim, but like nothing consistent. And I just kind of got to a point where I was like, it would be kind of nice to just have a day on the month where day of the month that like is ours. And so Show You Suck has been a great dear friend of mine for a long time. We have a lot of kind of like similar enthusiasms and thinking about music in general, both making it and listening to it. And it's just they're a lot of fun to hang out with,
for sure.
And to talk music with. And so we decided to bring it to do something, and I was like, let's just call it the Dream Blunt Rotation.
Nice.
And so we just kind of, and I the thinking in my mind is like, obviously there's a lot of heavy leaning towards hip hop, but I wanted to have it be multi-genre as well, because I think one of the biggest issues facing our genre in the city right now is before everything shut down, I felt like there was some really beautiful cross-pollination and growth happening with different scenes. And then when shit shut down and then things reopened, things didn't find their way back to each other. I feel like there's a lot of like ground zero sort of stuff where like, we're like back at the beginning with a lot of things. And it's really frustrating, especially if you've been doing this a long time. Also, I guess not as frustrating if you've been doing this a long time, because you also just know that cycles is part of the shit, for sure. And so like it's kind of the sort of thing where like, sometimes you got to take a break, and sometimes it's game time. And so we decided we wanted to do Dream Blunt Rotation and make that a thing. And we did that for close to a year down at Sub T, and it was it was an interesting situation. It was just parts of it where I like, I don't think this isn't doing what I want it to do. And I also I'm glad we're doing it, but I'm just exhausted, and I'm not enjoying myself, honestly. I'm feeling stressed and just kind of down, and that's not a great place to be. And so, take a break. I'd been doing a couple of shows in the DIY space around that time too. And I was enjoying those a bit more just because of the freedoms that come with that. And so, one of the spaces I was able to link with in Humboldt, I had a birthday party at, and it was awesome because, we were able to do the show. We were able to indulge in the things we like to indulge in, free of any sort of, security or whatever. And so it just, in my head, I'm like, man, maybe the key is to do this sort of thing in a space like this to start, because I think like the barrier of entry needs to inherently be a lot lower these days. I feel like if people aren't necessarily looking to go hang out at a club to see unknown talent. Like that, that sort of like discovery mentality has been kind of co-opted by like a playlist algorithm versus like people actually having to actively think about. And I mean, look, there's niche to it. There's definitely people that do actively seek things out, and we love them and want to clone them and get more and more of them. And I think it's going to happen where I think like this disengagement will ultimately go back to the novelty of engagement.
It
like,
has
to. Like, and I can see it happening in a lot of ways already.
There's a ceiling to what a digital platform can give you.
Exactly. And so with this fall, we decided with the idea was we were going to do a limited run just to do it. And I had some friends already lined up like Prem Rock and Rafi. And, I was like, all right, let's give this a shot. And then it just, and then Quelle Chris and Fest Grandiose and Gyroscope and all them and whatnot. And like, I just hit this moment, like, especially after the second one, was like, oh, like, this is cracking. Like, this is like the sort of event that I if this is like what I'm going to be involved in, this is what it needs to be. These spaces where, I can have food and other things for people to indulge in. Is also the other thing to mention here is like the food and like at least the smoky parts of the refreshments. I want to have a certain amount of that out there for free for people, because that's the thing I also think is like weirdly lacking is like a hosting element to the show experience. I should say.
Except I don't know what you mean by smoky, but I'm assuming.
The good kush.
It's legal for the time being.
Yeah, exactly. But it goes back to these two experiences that I had. Like 2019, I went to Italy, and that's what I really got to experience, a Aperitivo hour up close and personal, which is their happy hour. And it's just like super cheap wine, really like, and like either discounted or so much free like snacks, like cured meats and fancy cheeses and truffle honeys, and like it's just like there's this is just the refreshment that goes with the wine that you're paying for, the beer that you're paying for. And I thought this is so wonderful. And then even like going to like I went to a Christmas market in Ferrara, and it was like €1 for a wine. That same thing at the Chris Kindle Mart is going to be 12. Like the beers are like €2, where that same beer is going to be 12. It's just like we've lost the plot in terms of like, these sorts of things. I mean, and granted, I know that insurance is a thing. There's all sorts of ways that these kind of have expenses that balloon, and you kind of need that sort of margin. But capitalism. But it's a shame, because I think like they're I think we generally have such an extractive relationship between patron and the person that is putting it out.
For sure.
And and so I felt that resonated with me. And then I was at a restaurant last year, and I won't say what restaurant, because I like going there. And I'm friends with the head chef. He's the man. But I was there, and they just had this big old chest of wine. The restaurant packed. I'm thinking to myself, they don't have to do this, but it would be kind of tight if all of a sudden they, I'm just thinking like if I was in France, or if I was in the actual place, insert name of country that this is supposed to be, European experience, I feel like that wouldn't be unheard of to just, on the house. Or something like, and again, the margins in that are, as a business model, that you don't do that. But in my head, I'm like, the fact that there wouldn't even be that surprise sort of element to this.
No, it's capitalism.
So it's capitalism.
Because it's like we were doing that and Enjoy. I was like a really close relationship, or just keep an eye on the wine sponsor and the wine reps and the beer reps. And I would just go to the owner like, yo, I know you got like 14 bottles of wine for free, bro. I know you got it. I know you're thinking, oh, I'm going to sell these 14 bottles. You're not. And even if you are, like, what's the point? And it's like, so I was like, when great artists come in here, we're just going to give them bottles, man. And he was like, that's never going to work. I'm like, these great artists are going to come back.
Yeah.
Like,
again, there's these sort of intangible kind of connections that you build because you're treating someone like in a special way. This isn't, it isn't like every other place you're going to. So in light of that, that's why like I'm excited that we can have some free shit, and
Mhm.
then obviously obviously the other things we're selling as part of what we're doing.
Mhm.
But it's just to have something that is provided as part of your ticket. I
Mhm.
think is like really, and that isn't just let me get your email so I can add you to my list.
Right.
And like and I think
Yeah.
about the first time I gave away my privacy through a social media login moment was that Budweiser Made in America experience that they had at the Congress Theater, where
Mhm.
like you had to let Budweiser log into your shit. And
That's
like,
crazy.
and I forget why, and it was so that they could post "I'm at Made in America" at the Congress Theater or some shit.
Right.
And like,
That's what they said they were doing.
that's what they said they were doing. Well, yeah, they found some freaky DMs from 2007 for me, I'm sure. But like, it's just to say, like, it was funny as hell though, because we did that. We're like, yeah, fuck it. Why do we say fuck it? Because it's free Budweiser, it's free Bud Light. They literally have free Lou Malnati's and free White Castle, and then it was RJD to an LP.
I can't lie.
like-
That was our whole art shows for a while.
Oh, free wine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was free wine, but yo, I'm gonna need your email so I can tell you about the next art show. But I was gonna tell you about
I
my
always
next
got
album.
the fake email.
No, smart man.
I'm not even saying you should. I mean, look, it's a smart move to collect people's emails. I just mean in terms of like, I feel like kind of if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
If if you provide, it's again, you're building a sort of like inherent care for your audience that can only be nurtured through kind of thinking of not necessarily about the bottom line.
Yeah.
More like, how is this going to make people feel?
Yeah.
Because
And that's how you build a community.
If they're in, if you make people feel good, they're going to tell other people this is fun.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I can't believe we have to sell that to people. Like I've worked in about 7 to 11 restaurants, and a lot of them would have
but not a 7-Eleven.
No, but
Oh.
I've got some good 7-Eleven stories. But
I
like
don't.
I've got some doozies.
Was Mothman at 7-Eleven?
No, but there was a lot of blood.
Watching the hot dogs rotate.
A lot of blood. But
Good.
yo, like speaking of
Fucking
the
up
hot
the
dogs at
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, so 7-Eleven is a great example. So like I'll be working in some restaurants, and I'm not like the kid. I'm not like a chef, but I'm kind of general manager, and I'm like, this food's gonna expire at the end of this week. Why don't we just cook it and give it away?
Yeah.
You really want to just throw
Not
out
the American
this food.
way.
Exactly. And the same thing with like I was doing.
And then lock the dumpster.
Right.
People
Oh,
can't
then
do
lock
that.
the dumpster.
I mean, well, it's interesting you say that because I feel like, I mean, for better or for worse, that's a lot of times that shit ends up on the special. There is this
No, true.
which or like in like an awesome way. That's a big reason I've loved going to Duck Inn over the years, because Sunday's half off. Like anything under, like there's like certain like really expensive things you can't get half off, but like if 80% of that menu is half off, including the beverages, like you can have like a crazy meal for hundreds of dollars.
Right. But then all the owners see is like, oh, you know what? We made some, then the capitalism sinks back in.
Yeah.
But like I was just there was no emails, there was no nothing. It's just like just cook it and give it away. But the same thing with shoes. When I was doing promotions for Puma, they were throwing like what they didn't sell, they would throw away or slash, and I'm like, just
What are they,
give it
Gucci?
away.
Cut the cards.
It's Pumas.
No, I know. But
Oh, right.
That's what
Yeah.
Gucci burns all their shit.
You cannot have
no,
our last year's.
There's no resale. They control that shit lock and key.
Yeah, and I would have to come at these dudes like, yo, this is the best marketing you can ever do, just giving stuff away.
For sure.
But capitalism.
My last question for you, Rich Jones. Before we went live, you said something about a rapper having you blocked on social media.
Yeah.
What's that story?
So some years ago, I was on the internet and it was right after Doom died.
Okay.
And
Rest in peace.
I saw that the rapper Logic had just announced that he had a new art. He had quote unquote retired.
Okay.
And he had a new artist who was wearing a like kind of like crazy metal-ish, like kind of Doom-esque type mask named Dr. Destructo.
Interesting.
And it was a masked artist that he said he met in Chicago.
Okay.
And I was like, Doom is barely in the ground,
Mm-hmm.
or at least the announcement of his death is a month old.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a Doom ripoff project, and on top of that, you're taking whatever vestiges of the Chicago wave that you can by saying that this artist is from Chicago, which, like, by the looks of the person, they look pretty fucking suburban to me. It's just to say, like the most important thing here, honestly, is the Doom. I thought that was crazy. I thought that was really insensitive and like corny. And like, I don't really care for his music either. I will say, on some professional shit, just from like being in the industry type shit, I've heard he's a nice person. So like, I guess maybe there's a world where I should eat my words. But again, I still feel how I feel. Where I'm just like, yo, like I don't know, like that seems pretty wild to me, and like pretty tasteless and tactless, and that ultimately led to me getting blocked because some stands were in my DM, they were like tweeting me and shit, and like, you know, so Logic, if you're listening, man, I don't care for your music. You can have the career you want to have. I'm not gonna be if everyone's dead and I'm the last fan left, I ain't a fan of you. But I hear you're a nice person, and you know, hey, that's cool too, man.
Oh, you talking about Logic?
Also, shout out to the Sage, the 64th Wonder, the Terror Gods. They're masked rappers in Chicago that are dope as fuck. I just want to throw that out there. There are also, I say this every episode, some of the best rappers in the country right here in Chicago.
I tried to go masked.
Absolutely.
I tried to go masked after 2006, and people just wouldn't let me do it.
What'd you mask?
I was mostly trying to do ski masks, and people just weren't. It was 2006, and nobody was really doing it. And then and the next week, some cat did it at his art show, and then a lot of MCs jumped on it. And I was so mad at my crew. Like, I told you to let me wear a mask. I told you not. And it was also some women that were coming to see me at shows earlier when I was like, yo, I'm about to start wearing a mask, and I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to start going by Crave. I'm just going to wear a mask. And they were just like, no, I only come to the shows to look at your face. And my ego kind of got in it. And I'm just like, will they not come if I'm wearing a mask? But like, it's one of my biggest regrets, because I had the masks lined up. You know what I'm saying? And I was
like Maura Rose with the wig rack. You were ready.
I had masks and then like baby hoodies. Like, and I was wearing the baby hoodies over the masks.
Okay.
And like, I had it all planned out, and like, oh well, I feel bad, but you know, I was really mad about this one cat, Gorilla Black, was it? He did that right after
the guy that sounded like Biggie.
Trying to, but then Biggie sounds a lot like your boy B1. Yeah. So
also King T.
Interesting.
King T better.
I did listen to Notorious B1's album, and I was like, wow. I hear a lot of Biggie in this.
For sure.
A lot.
So speaking of rapping, we got some cards here. Now, since both of you have been there, since the last time either one of you has been here, I created a rule where we do 2 redeals depending on how you feel about your cards. So, poker deal rules. Crave, is there anybody in your hand that you would rather not play?
There's one cat, and it's unfortunate he's Haitian.
Wyclef?
No. Although I do have some issues with him. Wyclef. But NDAs are involved, and so like it's. But you know what? Like, I try to just let it go. But I'm a big fan of Mac Homie. Like I quoted him at a keynote address. It's like that. Nice. You know, like that's the dude's on my list.
But who do you want to trade back in?
I just wish this dude would trade his nationality. It's Kodak Black.
Hello. Kodak Black. Where's the camera?
It's over here. Like,
Kodak isn't winning.
It's crazy because I'll see something about like he's sponsoring a little league team and they're doing great, and then I'll hear him like big up in Trump, but at the same time it's like, well, you know, he got pardoned by this dude, so it's like that's part of the deal.
Yeah.
But you know, selling out, being corporate, like you said, when you don't have
it's not bad
your own
anymore.
agency.
No. I remember being called a sellout was a bad thing.
Remember?
And folks just started selling out. Now the goal is to use hip hop as a starter business so that you can sell out.
Wow, I came at this dude too, but I have some respect for him now that he's cooking, because I started cooking at the same time that he started cooking. He started cooking in public, and I was like, this is a lot harder than people think. Like I couldn't even rap half the time. I'd be so exhausted, I'd just be skipping studio sessions after being in the kitchen for like 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours.
I think you just gave away who it is. Is there anybody else in your hand that you want to show?
The rest of my hand is an Olympic gold medal.
Rich Jones.
I feel like I feel very happy with my hand.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will explain the game that we're going to play today. Wait, let me check my hand.
It's interesting because I've been playing this game in a different way, but with music, just all across. And I'm working on I'm ashamed to say it's AI, but I'll explain it later. And by the way, the AI problem can be solved with urine, so it's really a corporate. It's a corporate problem. The water problem with AI.
It definitely. I've had the thought more than once.
It's a political problem.
You all can come up with something. You don't have to suck up all the water. It's sucking up all the
so
water.
you just use like flow of toilet water around.
It's being done with more. There are actually, believe it or not, there's actually some conscious and environmentally concerned data centers, and they're using slightly filtrated urine. And once I heard it was a water problem, I'm like, let's just use urine. Yeah. So
that's actually pretty smart.
Thank you. But it's I didn't know. I Googled it afterwards to see, like, I must be a genius. But no, they're already doing it. So it's literally like corporations that don't care. Yeah. It's like there's way too much urine everywhere. So like let's use it.
A never-ending supply.
It's a never-ending supply. It's ridiculous.
This is right up there with. I remember it was some like. Maybe it was like This American Life or something, but it was about when they used New York shit from the sewers for fertilizer.
Right.
And it actually yielded more.
Yeah. All you have to do is decontaminate it, and it is actually very beneficial. They started using it in China in some parts to make a sand clump up in certain parts where there's a railroad in China. They use some fertilizer. It naturally
pulls the dirt together.
Almost like a clay kind of area.
It's more like a desert part of China.
No, I just mean it acts like clay.
Precisely.
Almost. Okay.
And then later on, it'll sprout. It helps, foliage grow, which traps a lot of the sand from going into the train tracks. So it's like, and again, you have a never-ending supply of feces. So it's like, it's really the corporate.
That's the thing Captain Planet never told us.
Never-ending feces. Oh.
I heard there's a remake. Is there a remake of that?
Never-ending Story? I hope not.
No, I hope not either, but it's probably coming.
I just love that.
Just let the IP go.
Never-ending Story 2, the dad looks completely different than Never-ending Story 1.
Dude, I didn't even know there was a part 2. You gave me something to do tonight.
You're a part 3. It's Jack Black's in one of them too.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't smoke enough weed to watch part 3, but
young Jack Black apparently had a coke problem.
Wow.
I believe it.
He still didn't turn into Jack Crack.
That's funny.
Unless he did.
Unless he did. I mean, I'm out here to say.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he still has one, to be honest with
you. He is very energetic, for sure. What we're going to play tonight, the reason I wore my Jizza shirt, is we're going to play a game that I call Labels.
I mean,
sure. When you make moves from the people you employ. We're going to pick a card. Rich Jones, I'm going to give you the honor. And what we're going to do is we're going to play the cards that we think would sound best on that label. That means the in-house producers for that label, the management at that label, wherever you want to take it.
I feel very capable.
I'm playing this game, but with music in general, which is crazy.
Do I flip this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Raucous
is our first label. Yeah, so when we look at our hands, who would sound best on Raucous?
I think I have 2 cats on Raucous.
Maybe.
I feel uniquely ready for this moment.
I think
I have like 2. I'm not even sure. This dude might already be signed to them. So,
well, Crave, you go first.
Lovely.
This is round 1 of the Iron 900. Hey.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a risk because I'll be embarrassed if this guy's already signed the Rockets. I'm gonna put him down.
Captain Murphy?
No, I don't think he is.
No,
But two of my I know one person here is definitely signed the Rockets.
Okay. Captain Murphy on Rockets.
I think it's a good balance.
It'd definitely be way more left field leaning than I think the backpacker scenario. It would be a boon for them.
I think there was some
Right.
pretty far left field. Like I listened to Sound Bombing 1 last night, and the very first song by
But like-
R.A. the Rugged Man was like, "Oh, this is not just rapping lyrics."
But I mean,
This is-
like psychedelic sound, like
Ah,
the textures.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you know, like that's, you know, to me that feels a little bit more like, oh, you coming off of a Cali tree.
Mhm.
You know?
And I only listened to a couple of his
Not that
joints.
New York Diesel.
Only because
sour diesel.
New York sour
and,
diesel.
right. Only because like his name was
Perfect.
Captain, and I was on a Captain vibe. I changed my name to Captain Hook for a minute, but but I
Good
might,
rap, man.
I might
Good
go
rap.
back to that. But
Okay.
thank you. We
Have it
should do something.
tomorrow.
It could. Happen
On this
tomorrow.
beat.
Right. Oh, this beat's in my mind now. I
There
can't
you
get
go.
rid of it.
I can
Like,
send it to you.
this should be for Goonies too. I need this for my Goonies comic. You know.
What about the Goonies? Oh wait, you posted that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like the balance, you know, but I always want to switch up the coasts. I always like I've been doing that in my head for a while. Like I've been imagining Hawk on some Biggie beats and Biggie on some Pac beats. You know, just Dre beats. I should say, you know, just juxtaposition, like you said. This is a great game, but yeah, I've been doing it in my mind, and I made a list. Actually, I wish I brought my iPad.
You got to bring that list next time.
Yeah, I definitely will.
For sure.
I almost sent it to you, which is so crazy.
Send it to me.
All right, I
I'll
will.
check it out.
I'll definitely do it.
I'll give you my thought. Rich Jones, you're up next.
You've given me the inclination to go left field now that I've made, because there's a very straightforward play where it's like, well, duh.
Right.
But now, you know what? I'm gonna go there, because this is about conversation.
That's what she said.
Introducing the biggest raucous that you've seen thus far, Rick Raucous Ross.
Interesting.
Definitely would have.
Only because I know Rick Ross, at the end of the day, at least in the beginning, was a studio rat hanging around EPMD, and like definitely has an affinity for an appreciation of sample-based music.
And you can tell.
You can tell, and he's and like, to me, I feel like, if anything, my favorite Rick Ross songs aren't even the original versions of the Rick Ross songs. Hood Internet did a remix where they took Simeon Mobile Disco and then put that over Every Day I'm Hustling. That's my favorite. Right. And like that shit is so
heard it,
hard.
and I think I know what you're talking about. But that's how I feel about Beyonce.
Yeah. Well, so crazy. My friend has a friend who is in that universe. Let's just say my friend got to hear unreleased Beyonce. And he was like, if they ever allowed her to do the weird shit, it would be the greatest shit ever. Because like, there's so much good shit that she did, but
shout out to the weird shit.
Right.
Weird.
I hear the remix Beyonce on SoundCloud, and I'm like, they really need to hear this, because there's so much more potential than the original. But you know, you can't tell beat that. I'm scared now.
Experiment versus
man, they
polished stuff they like to push on.
They're just setting it up for the next Super Bowl. They do a commercial with Pringles called "All the Pringle Ladies."
You heard it here first.
Yeah. At first, I was gonna be like, "That's crazy," but then I was
big
like,
idea, right?
"Hey, Leo Burnett, call me."
Right. I was like, "Let Pringles get a $5 million marketing like that."
Hey.
Shout out to Julius Pringle.
Because
Julius J. Pringle to you.
No disrespect to your boy. Now I'm forgetting. I'm blanking out because I'm writing.
Beyonce?
I'm writing lyrics to this song right now. I'm blanking. Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect, but that was mostly a move because Apple was like, now we can push these translating ear pods and carry.
That's genius.
Yeah, that was the whole. That was half of the whole reason they got right there.
Hey man, I just gotta tell you, it's the first and only time in my life that the person that's playing the Super Bowl is the same birthday.
Nice. That's interesting.
I got a crazy birthday.
Was it February 1st?
March 10th with me. It's John Hamm, Sharon Stone, it's Bad Bunny,
Keep going.
it's Timbaland, it's Rick Rubin,
Wow.
and then this is where things go off the rails.
I got one for you, but continue.
Chuck Norris.
Wow. I
One
wasn't
more.
ready.
One more.
Two more, but go on.
The we gotta say it like Monday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
The Osama bin Laden.
Get out of here.
March 10th, baby.
That's interesting. And I got one more for you. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Video Dave. March 10th.
Wait,
huh?
He's March 10th too?
Yeah.
There you go.
Had no idea.
Me and him should throw a birthday show.
Definitely
Man,
should.
you ain't said nothing but a word. I already got the venue for you.
Bam.
By the way, I'm opening up a venue. So
There you go.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
The Iron 900, folks.
The Iron.
Bringing people together.
You want to talk about a power table? We're going to talk about rap music, new music venues,
There you
a
go.
bunch of shit about that Maryland rapper who we won't talk about no more by
get,
name.
Get SNL.
His ass is Voldemort. Voldemort ass. We don't talk about his name. Logic. Oh whoop! I said it. Damn.
No disrespect.
Yeah.
Some-
I don't want no beef, Logic.
Yeah.
I mean, but I definitely.
I saw that
you know,
movie you were in. You didn't have to be in it. But it was a good movie.
Let's just say I don't think his shooters come for free, but he might have shooters. So maybe I should
Good.
slow my roll.
These guys get excited nowadays, but I it's all hip hop. We're MCs, and I try to tell people all the time, like we were talking about Samurai Sunday.
It's competitive.
It's competitive.
It's a
Don't
competitive
take
thing.
it personal, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm all. Everybody's gonna say they're the best. I don't like to always say that I'm the best. I don't like to name people I'm better than, but I could start.
You know what I just say to be diplomatic and also to humble myself. I'm the best me that I've ever been
Right.
today.
And that's what
That's who I'm competing against.
And that's
me.
Video Dave would preach that to younger MCs, like stop with you're better than, you're the best. Even though he'll say that once in a while. It's like you got to be the best. You nobody can f with
First
you
and foremost.
being you.
Could have said that to the Bears. Good, better, best.
That was a great season though.
It was a great season.
But edge of the seats.
I have thoughts about the last game. But
Yeah, some people are talking about that last pass. I was like, I always say, keep the ball on the ground. You can go to the Super Bowl right now, and
just all you had to do is just chip away a little 4-yard. Anyways, what? This isn't Iron 9. This isn't Gridiron 900.
Right, exactly.
This is
That's a
Iron
good one.
900.
That's a good
Not
one.
yet.
This guy's sharp, man. He's a sharp guy. Call SNL.
There you go.
What up, Sarah Squirm?
By the way, my dog's named Bear.
Nice.
So the Bear.
And then if he's on,
The bear.
let's say he hops on the bed, do you say bear down?
I definitely do. I can't help it.
Or less the bed, probably more the couch. You're like, bear down.
Both.
Yeah.
I recently, he has nightmares, so I started letting him sleep in my bed.
No.
I can't afford a dog psychiatrist, and there's such a thing, and they're expensive.
Have you ever done?
I'm a dog psycho.
Have you ever,
Pay me. I don't do dogs.
For real, you be dog whispering?
No.
This dude has
I'd
nightmares.
say I would.
would you consider doing a costume with your dog where you would be Sonny and Bear? I've got you, babe.
It could happen.
It could,
Yeah, it
like,
could happen.
If it doesn't snow too hard on it.
I'll do it for a video. I'll
Okay.
do it for
There you
a video. If there's a video involved, yeah.
I'm just saying, what kind of dog is it?
Cane Corso.
Oh man, he looked great with a wig. Come on.
Yeah. Oh,
Sure,
he
sure.
wears ties and hats all the time.
Lord. Getting back to the game. Now that we're talking about dog costumes.
Yeah. You never know what you're gonna get on Iron 900.
There it is.
Yeah.
So we are playing labels. The label in question is Ruckus. Crave played Captain Murphy, aka Flying Lotus, when he rapped, and everybody thought he was Tyler the Creator. Or at least I did. Rich Jones played Rick Ross. I have played CeeLo Green.
Oh,
I figured I'd keep the bald-headed motif going there.
man, I just wrote some lyrics about CeeLo Green today.
I'm the only person I know that says this. I think that the CeeLo Green continued to rap the way that he did on Soul Food and Still Standing, easily could stand up to Andre 3000.
Interesting comment. I think you also need to include his first solo album, CeeLo Green. In his
Oh, for sure.
Perfect
He's a much
Imperfection.
better singer than Andre 3000.
Yeah, I'll give him
I
that.
can't stand Andre 3000.
I don't like when Andre and Mos Def sing, but
Sings
I
through,
applaud
bro.
them for trying.
Yeah,
And
doing
then-
something creative, getting out there, playing the flute and or the piano.
Right. It's
I
not-
would never tell an artist
It's
not
not
to
like
evolve.
Fonte, because when Fonte sings, it's you would never know that dude ever rapped. You know what I'm saying? But
You know who else has a great singing voice? Rich Jones has a great singing voice. I just want to throw that out there.
wasn't. Oh yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I try not. I've
Someone called me the white Nate Dogg or the white.
wow, I could see it though.
You gotta
Lifetime.
now you gotta get bowler hats and start wearing those with a cane.
I'll start wearing a fedora and do covers of jet plane.
You could do it. You could do it.
I sing
I
a
can
lot
see-
too, but it doesn't.
Have I ever heard you sing? Maybe I've
I
heard
don't
you
think
sing
so.
a chorus.
I drop.
But you said you did some R&B stuff.
I drop mostly singles if I'm singing, but my last album is mostly me singing.
What's the name of that album for the people out there?
Oh right, Diary of a Narcissist. It's on.
There you
It's
go.
only on Bandcamp. I'm trying
Shout
to
out to Ben.
get away from Spotify until they, stop being so capitalist.
Just stay away from Spotify. We should just stay.
yeah,
Spotify, those
All
DSPs, just
all I'm gonna
slowly
say-
migrate off.
I'm gonna say the DSPs are the new radio in that way,
Mhm.
but also, and this is
True.
the devil is in the details.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I applaud the people that can't be on Spotify any longer. Like that's
Mhm.
that's in your conscience, that's in your soul. I respect it.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think if we're gonna make the argument about, well, it's because of like where their money's going and the lack
Mhm.
of them paying us,
Exactly.
then I
Mhm.
think
Mhm.
you got to be like, okay, well, major labels have
Oh, for sure.
a portfolio that includes privatized prisons, and you
Mhm.
still
Mhm.
want a label to distribute your music.
But do you know that?
I'm just saying,
The
people
distribution
people
part
still
of it.
shoot for distribution, or you might be signed to an independent that ultimately still is under the
True.
umbrella of the larger parent company.
True.
And then on the flip side of it, Apple, let's not act like Apple doesn't have
Oh.
military contracts.
Oh no,
you
I
know,
throw
like,
Apple out too.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just say if
Bandcamp
that's
hasn't gone
really
down that road yet.
I mean,
You never know.
Bandcamp is definitely like greatly diminished. I think the next big thing
Unfortunately.
is it's looking like it's going to be this app called Untitled, and I use that specifically for private playlisting, so I can keep all my beats that people send me organized
For sure.
and all that. But I mean, they just created the option for people to buy your music directly from you.
I was hoarding beats on SoundCloud, and then I would lose them. So I'm interested in that. But yeah, I don't mess.
Or SoundCloud would be like, this beat contains this sample, and we had to pull it. They were
Yeah.
pulling my songs. They'd be like, we
Mhm.
detected Rich Jones.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Mhm.
but it's
I've
me.
got that. I've gotten that from.
I've
I've gotten
seen,
that from everyone.
It's your boy.
When I do, me and DJ Lokari do music videos on every episode of Blurred Out. And so many times Twitch has been like, it sounds like there's a song in this. And that's why they muted it.
Right.
Not it came from this specific place.
Yeah.
This sounds like a song.
Apple doesn't believe.
You-
It doesn't even believe I'm me anymore. So they won't even let me sign in. So they made it easy.
Say
for me.
vinyl's still around, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I'm pushing vinyl.
Love
and,
vinyl.
and FYI,
It never went anywhere. It's always-
here's something that might a lot of people aren't aware of, but like 3D printers, you can just download a program and start making your own records. It's not always the
Mhm,
greatest
mhm.
quality, but
You know this cat Alan Moore.
the
it
writer
sounds familiar.
of Watchmen.
He's from here.
and Swamp Thing.
Nah. I think
I was
that's.
about to say,
I think,
yeah.
I think that's the dude's name. I
Yeah.
met him at Sleeping Village last year at a
Mhm.
show, and I remember I was baked, so like I wasn't necessarily clocking what I was seeing until like minutes after,
Mhm.
because I seen him set up, and he set up a turntable, and he pulls this. Someone said it was like you've taken a quarter of a frisbee. That's what it looked
Mhm,
like.
mhm.
And he unfolds and then shakes out
Mhm.
this record.
Nice.
And I'm like, what?
And it played?
It was
It
a
didn't
record
skip?
that he made out of glue.
Yeah.
This guy
Mhm,
makes
mhm,
records
mhm.
out of like, he takes plastic and like
Right.
melds plastic
Mhm.
and then creates grooves in
Yeah.
it. He'll
Hey,
take
man.
like all sorts of shit. Like one of the most fascinating conversations I had last year was just like, wait a second, like. You mean there's other mediums?
Yeah.
because I seen the
Mhm,
wood
mhm.
shit. Like obviously there was that video.
I haven't
like,
seen it.
like where they put grooves in wood and you could put a needle to it. Yeah, it's just to say like that really was special. I was like, oh my god, like the future is limitless.
Yeah.
If we
Right.
use all
As we
this
move-
trash.
Right.
If we move
exactly.
back to physical media, I think that we're going to find a new outcrop of creativity.
There's not going to be any plastic in the streets either.
We gotta reuse.
Exactly.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
I mean, plastic is like we will be able to stop manufacturing plastic.
Leave
It'll
the
become
dinosaurs
And
dead.
then that's the next wave is like literally, oh, yo, your shit sucked. We had to melt this down to make it.
exactly.
Thunderdome.
There you go.
Okay, so to answer the question, I'm right, y'all wrong. I win this round.
Mm.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
So we got
this,
okay, we have Captain
this-
Murphy.
this is-
Rick Ross,
CeeLo
CeeLo
Green.
Green.
somebody should call in for a tiebreak.
with
Oh,
all
man,
with
I forgot
all the
all the
power
way
and
back.
might of Raucous Records.
Mm-hmm.
And the thinking is this would make like a crazy album that would just blow up and be insane, right?
Mhm.
Is that
Or if their career had started on Raucous. As I'm looking at Rick Ross, I feel like he could have been a Raucous artist
Easily,
with a song or two on like Sound Bombing 4.
easily.
And then you find out he signed the Slip and Slide Records and worked his way up. the
Easily.
picture.
I don't see CeeLo getting in Raucous with a purse. You
I could see,
a man bag.
I don't see the East Coast fucking with the South, unfortunately. I could see them being haters for no good reason.
Was there anybody Southern on any
True.
Raucous album?
No, I don't think so.
Probably not. You look up Raucous. Because we have the internet.
Internet, you can search for what we want on
The way-
internet.
The way that the South came up so quick, despite the East Coast like ignoring them,
Mhm.
like
And then trying to sound like the South.
right, they took so much from them.
Who the fuck is this guy? It's not who I'm looking for. Some guy named Raucous. Maybe I should say Raucous.
In the South, a lot of those MCs are like, this ain't even hip hop, and it's like I would beg to differ, but kudos.
Lots of mean artists have come out of the South.
Yeah.
Especially back then. Like there was, like I said, Houston in general.
Yeah.
New Orleans in general. Places, Houston and New Orleans still value being able to freestyle and it shows. Atlanta,
I mean,
all over the place.
I can't stand this dude, but Lil Wayne is pretty nice on the freestyle,
Hey man,
and he's a good rhymer,
I cannot hate on Lil Wayne.
and he's hilarious. I mean, he bothers me. But
You know what Lil
dude is a
Wayne said
comedian.
on the Nas song? And this is, I was like, after a certain date, I was like, Lil Wayne ain't got it no more. And then I heard him say, I got dough like Taekwondo. And I was like, son of a bitch. Still
Yeah,
got it.
and I was like, how is he doing? And like his interviews when he's like, yeah, I record about 30 songs a day,
Mhm.
and I was like, I believe it, and it's just, I feel a certain amount of THC and lean,
Oh, yeah, fucking up.
it does, but it also it will let you reach that level when you're doing 20
for sure.
singles a day, but
Yeah.
There's a price,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and so I told people that all the time when I was younger, when I didn't smoke, and I would say, I'm not going to come up with concepts as quickly as you guys,
Mhm.
because I'm not going to get that instant,
You're not in space right now.
right. And the herb will help you get in that space immediately.
I think weed is the most safe, creative drug, but you've seen it happen. Bobby Brown, Lil Wayne, rest in peace, Pimp C. There's a point where the drugs stop working.
Exactly.
And then
You're gonna plateau.
Eminem's never been the same. Danny Brown's music wasn't the same when he was off drugs.
Right.
And that's no disrespect. That's what it is. Also, Mad Skills was on Raucous. He is from Virginia, so they did have Southern artists.
Honestly, best DJ / hype man that I ever have seen to date, Mad Skills.
Yeah.
I played
Shout out
a
to Skills.
festival in Denver in 2019. That artist, Lake Lee 47,
Okay.
the woman that wears the ski mask to come full circle. Yeah, he hit all the lyrics, he hit all the ad libs. Yeah, it was fresh. It was super tight.
Yeah.
I
Shout out to Skills.
want to give a quick shout out before I forget. Kwame Shorter, he's a great writer. No, I don't have a hip hop reference for him.
You know Kwame Shorter? From Chicago?
He's from Chicago.
I got a picture somewhere on my Facebook next to Kwame Shorter.
He's a great guy.
I met him through Amir George.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Amir George. He only owes me $5,000. Actually, it's $4,900
Give it.
and a 86.
What's the vig
Shout
on that?
I loaned him money to shoot a video for BBU and a short film, and he's got it. But
the video,
no, the money. The
No
video.
disrespect. I like Amiri George a lot. Me and him get along well.
He's a creative guy. I wrote some stuff for him besides checks. And my name's not on any of it, so I have an issue. But he's a nice guy. He just the paperwork with the money stuff, he needs to catch up. And I know he's got the money, so until I get my money back, I don't know him. But
Iron 900. Should we call him right now? Put him on air?
No, let's not do that to him.
Okay. All right.
He's a nice guy. He just he's not good with the figures and the numerals.
Who is?
I'm not. So
I'm all right.
I'm gonna vote for myself on this one. Now, I'm not saying that any of these cards couldn't make it on Raucous. I feel like
mine is theoretical.
If Captain Murphy had been on Raucous, it would have been interesting to see Flying Lotus come up through an avenue that wasn't Adult Swim. Not that it wasn't interesting to see him come up.
I don't know if it would have even worked. I mean, look at the card itself.
That would have worked a lot.
Interesting.
I feel like somewhere between Company Flow, High and Mighty, like this cover would have been fun.
I just feel like Rick Ross was perfect because I could hear, especially knowing that Big L's big picture was put out through Raucous. I'm like, I could hear him rapping over Big L's style beats.
I concur.
What's your favorite Big L song?
Robotics is pretty great.
It is pretty great. That's for sure. Casualties of Big L was my favorite rapper
Casualties of
in
Dice
high
Game?
school. Yeah, Casualties of a Dice Game. It's like, oh, you died at the end.
I had to go. What I love about Big L is he's got a really interesting format to his songs, and it's kind of like how Twista will say, "And I hit it from the back." Big L will be like, "I had to get something to eat." Like he's like, he's very much at a certain point. It's like, "Don't worry, we ate."
I just want to point this out. I quoted you quoting Twista and hit it from the back for like the first 5 episodes of the show. When you said it on the first episode,
and I hit it from
son of a bitch.
So do we have any consensus meaning one way or the other? I feel like we don't.
All right, so if I have to give up my vote as a good host,
I don't have to be a good host.
I win this game the least out of everyone who's ever been on. I could imagine the creativity of Captain Murphy finding, and it's only because there's Run the Jewels LP, early LP, wildly experimental.
I feel like the marketing would have been different. Had to come up with a better marketing plan, and I don't see the marketing plan.
You mean as far as like disguising himself as Captain Murphy?
No, I just mean East Coast being more open-minded. But
it's like East Coast in 90. Raucous, I feel like blew up to me at least in 98. I know they were around before that.
They were. I think it'll be, like I said, it's theoretical. I think interesting is the most is the best word I can use. I definitely like Rick Ross. I'm sure like he was at some point he may have even been leaning towards Raucous. You know what I'm saying?
I imagine, yeah, could have been.
CeeLo, I don't think they would have let him.
I mean, you got to remember. First of all, I stand a little more than 5 feet tall, but we can still, bro. Nigga, I ain't scared of long at all. CeeLo.
That's true.
That's the CeeLo.
Goody Mob was no joke. They could have easily been on there.
Yeah, I feel like Goody Mob, the Dungeon Family, was kind of the Atlanta version of that bubble.
All right, I'm willing to have Captain Murphy win this one.
You're good people.
I cede over Rick Ross.
You're good people.
I put Rick Ross up for tribute, and
it wasn't a bad tribute.
I finally got one right out the box.
If I'd have gone obvious, this would have been me. I just want you guys to
I know. Oh well, I got some obvious hits, but I got a crazy hand, so let's go.
Yeah,
I'm ready to win.
I'm motivated.
Yeah.
Let me ask you all this, because this is my first time actually playing labels on this show. We could switch the label per hand.
I think we should.
I thought we were going to.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's what was going to happen.
Good thing I said that out.
Yeah, man.
Burn pile.
Oh, nice. Nice. Shaka boom. Let me throw that down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going my way.
So, folks at home, one day I'm going to get a camera set up so that people can see the card.
Word.
Crave turned over Death Row Records.
It's crazy.
Wow, if only I'd have held on to Rick Ross.
Actually, yeah.
God damn it. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Go first.
Wow, some of these guys, I got like 2 cats that I think we're already signed. I'm gonna have to go left wing again out of nowhere.
Okay.
I shouldn't. I really shouldn't.
Like you should. I gotta get this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go with my lefty. This time I'm gonna go a little more traditional.
Okay.
And correct me if he wasn't already signed to them for a minute, but I'm gonna go with Meth.
Method Man? No, he was just on the Tupac song.
That is a good choice. That is a good choice.
I've seen him bounce around and not being appreciated by a couple labels.
Method Man definitely does not get his due for just bars.
No, I don't think so. I think
Also, Tikal was my entry into the Wu-Tang Clan.
word.
A lot of people, when I say, "Oh, what's your favorite Wu-Tang solo album?" I'm like, I don't know, it might be Tikal. I'm like, what? Well, I didn't even like Tikal, and I don't. In 1994, when I was 12 years old, I could not comprehend not liking Method Man.
Right.
Method Man was like who I wanted to be when I grew up. And I remember in Cleveland Heights, at least, by like 1996, 97, we would say, who's the best rapper, Method Man or Tupac?
I believe it.
I don't know why Biggie wasn't like front and center in that conversation for the next like year or two, but
I feel he had a close relationship with Biggie, and
oh, for sure.
and you know, like he's.
It was also before Tikal 2000.
I loved
did not like that.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. I listened to Tikal religiously,
Mhm.
and I feel like it influenced me a lot. And I literally had to like detox myself from that album because it was influencing my style too much.
Mhm.
And like, no disrespect to Matt, don't come at me, bro. But like, especially because he and my brother are pretty tight. But like I became too rhyming, and I was like, I'm rhyming too much. I literally
I
remember.
love Method Man's rhyming.
I'm very impressed with it, but I remember, especially, I'm always impressed with him. But yeah,
He was definitely a meme rapper back then.
that's a great
Everything
example.
that he said was from a 70s cartoon.
Right, but that's a great example. I was like, when I heard that hit me like, yo, I'm doing that too much. And I literally went out of my way on my last 3-4 albums. I think I went out of my way because of Meth. Like, let me not try to rhyme too much. I'm going to find another word that has the same meaning and doesn't rhyme, and not try to rhyme with it the next bar. Just so in people's heads, they would have said, it would have made a lot more sense if he would have said this. Yeah, but then it would have sounded like a Dr. Seuss story. So like, you know, and I also realized a lot of times I love Ghost, and it's like listening to some of Fish Scales. It's like he's not constantly rhyming, but he's still there's still enough flow. There's flow, so much more flow than rhyming that like I can keep listening to Fishtails and I don't listen to Tikal anymore.
I'll give you a book recommendation. If you are good, if you have Ghostface Killer's interview voice in your head, read Rise of a Killer, his autobiography. If you don't have Ghostface voice in your head, it's gonna read like muck. Because it's like he must have gone straight voice to chat.
Yeah,
because you know how Ghostface will be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, and then I pulled out the Culture Cypher, you know what I'm saying, and it's written just like that. I pulled out the Culture Cypher, you know what I'm saying.
I get it.
Hit print.
Yeah.
No notes, literally.
And as I was reading it, I was like, if I wasn't a Wu-Tang fan, I would be like, what's happening?
Right. I've listened to so many interviews about Fish Scales and how he made it. Like, so we just driving these days. They pull out and they just,
yeah,
just like how to follow this. Like, it's in the moment, but
Also, to get people to go out and find this book, shout out to Ghostface and his continued friendship with Busta Rhymes, because apparently, go read the book.
okay, interesting. Interesting.
Rich Jones, you're up next.
Well, just to let you know,
Mm-hmm.
if he had released on this label,
Mm-hmm.
the artist I'm about to put forth, the name of that first single would have been
Mm-hmm.
Hit It From the Back.
Oh, that's great. Interesting. And yeah,
And it would have worked.
That would have worked.
Twist
It
is
was
hard.
Twist is the answer to Doggy Style, aka
Yeah. Oh
Hit
my
It From the
God.
Back.
He's not gonna stop, is he?
Nope.
Hey, man.
I mean, I
says it
played my
often.
card. I don't have
No, I mean with the quips, like they're on point. Yeah, that's a strong one.
For
Like
sure.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
I've been playing this game. I'm telling you, I got a whole list of the crap. I've been doing this all week. I swear to you, I was gonna do this with AI,
Mm.
and it was
Oh,
like, yeah, and I was gonna be like, with producers,
mm,
and I was like, this is the only good way to use AI in hip hop,
for sure.
and I was just like, why don't I try
That
to?
and
Like,
you'd be able to get away with it better than Timberland,
yeah,
because Timberland should know better.
yeah, I'm
You're
almost
impacted.
I'm almost ashamed of him, but you know,
So for the folks at home, we got on Death Row Records, hypothetically, Method Man, Twista, and I'm gonna put down the Trill OG himself.
Wow.
Bun B.
Wow.
you know, speaking of the South,
Wasn't Harry O from Houston?
Let's
No.
look it up.
No, I don't think so. No, but I'm pretty sure Harry O and Jay Prince were friends or are friends.
From what I hear,
if friends are possible for this.
the thing that Jay Prince seems like a pretty cold-blooded guy. Being from Cleveland, a lot of our relatives came up from Tennessee. I've heard Chicagoans say a lot of their relatives came up from Mississippi.
Mississippi.
A lot of LA are
And New Orleans.
LA folks. Their relatives came over from Houston and from Texas.
Right.
So there's a connection right there. There's also a weird connection between Houston and Cleveland.
Interesting.
Scarface in Face Mob, the woman that rapped with them is from Cleveland. I know somebody from Cleveland that owns a coffee shop in Houston. Like just, I keep running into these. Well, my fiance is from Houston. I'm from Cleveland.
congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
Well,
congratulations.
thank you.
Yes, somebody's
Iron
doing it.
900.
Hey.
Right. Wow.
An engagement.
Eh,
I'm trying to get there, man. I'm
Yeah.
working hard.
we're getting tattoos instead of engagement.
Oh, that's deep.
I think we're doing that.
I thought, man, he's living out my dreams over here.
Eh,
I can't have jewelry, and I don't.
I'm
have,
allergic to jewelry for the most part.
It makes me nervous. It gives me anxiety, and I break. I love watches. I break every watch I own.
You gotta
So-
stop slamming your fist on stuff.
And it's doors. It's everything. I have a rough life. Speaking
And my toxic natural trait, it could be a wide open sidewalk, and somehow I'll have zagged my way into walking into the fence and ripping the sleeve of my jacket. Like shit, I'm like, and I literally would just say, how? How?
I do
Like,
that.
there's not a breeze in the street.
I do that with
Slightly
tables.
wide
My pants
stuff.
all have the same rip because I walk too close to tables. I have a
Definitely
scar.
have
That's
one
one
of
hip.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't stop.
I gotta.
Oh.
That's my
Filled
own
with
doing.
receipts.
No,
My wallet was filled.
mainly. And
I like
and,
that.
and little punch cards too. Man, this is hard. This is a nice selection. I still
Yeah.
feel strong with my Twista. Just
It's
because like,
strong.
I feel like he of the three of them, I feel like
I don't know if it's the Chicago in me, but I got excited.
It would have been better.
I have a comment doing numbers when this cat came out and said, Eminem, one of the fastest rapper alive, and I'm like, you mean
Not in the Guinness Book of World
Twista?
Records.
You
Thank you.
mean Twista?
Yeah.
I feel like Twista, not necessarily the same like home name recognition compared to like a Bun B, because Bun B I think had some potentially bigger records.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, man, it's kind of hard to compete with international players and in big tournaments,
Sure.
right?
But then,
but the Twist has got Adrenaline Rush, and then obviously it's got Overnight Celebrity,
Definitely.
and then I mean, he actually has an amazing song with Raekwon. Actually,
which
I think
one?
it's called The Heat. It's a mixtape.
I've never heard
Yeah,
that.
the cover, the photo for it's amazing because he's got this crazy ass, big ass pair of Kazals and then a Moscow Comrade hat.
Right. Oh, I did a mural for Twisted on. It's in North Lawndale. I forgot the name of the building.
Nice.
But I put that picture in the collage.
That means I won, right?
No, just Twisted was almost on Rap a Lot, but wanted to stay in Chicago. Do or Die went over to Rap a Lot.
Bad move.
Rap a Lot, Death Row. I do believe that there were tours that went on together. Scarface and Tupac were good friends.
Yeah.
Scarface probably tells the best Tupac story. Method Man was actually on a Death Row hit.
Yeah. Get in tune. Let it ride.
The line, play a game on Russian roulette and have a blast. When I was a kid, I was like, flip a table. That's the greatest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Wow. Got the gunpowder in my musket.
Wow. Mm-hmm. You know, he got, according to my own research, the why came from King Just, who was also from Staten Island. There's a freestyle where Method Man says, I'm about to get on my King Just shit. And then he does the verse from Stimulation. That's just that's a thing. Crave, which way are you going?
I'm actually going. Sorry, Meth. Nothing personal, bro. You know, I'm actually switching. I'm going with Twisted.
How about Twisted?
I think Method Man and Fun are obvious choices.
Mm-hmm.
I think, man, I'm now wishing that would have happened.
Twisted would have been dope.
I mean, he would have been great over there.
And he was already rapping like this.
I'm gonna use a brusque terminology, and it's not to be rude to Method Man. Tired Method Man, wired, Fun B, inspired.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing tired about Method.
Right.
I love Method.
I didn't say that.
No, he's still out.
I did not say that.
It was not meant.
He's hitting the gym. He's looking good.
I knew a girl that used to go to the same gym went to Staten Island.
Wow.
Like the Olympics.
Dude is literally inspiring me. I mean, I still think I could take him. I'm a trained fighter, but you know, I'm not. I'm like.
I mean, you'd be fighting bodyguard.
Right. True.
That would be Method.
I could take them too, but yeah, he looks looks impeccable.
Crazy if you could put this in the camera. This was the card I made where I was like, you know, this is a good idea.
This is a great idea.
I think doing this card game, maybe I should.
And he did.
And I did. And here we are. Rich Jones.
I won.
That book goes to you.
Hey.
That has been the first 2 rounds. Now it is time for a break.
Never say I didn't give you anything, Rich.
Hey, you give me your friendship.
Oh, that's beautiful.
There it is. There it is. The Iron 900.
Iron 900.
So Rich Jones, I pulled up the song you did with Good Food, One-Legged Pigeon. Is there a song you would rather me play?
No.
Well, then that's what weird.
How come his doesn't get the H check? Am I being hated on?
Probably.
Yeah, I've got a lot of haters.
I mean, mind you, it's hating on me specifically.
A lot of haters and a lot of homies. Do you have a Mike Jones card?
I believe so. I got everybody on Social House series. So, folks, I'm going to cut off this beat.
Shout out to Mike. You know, I learned from him. His beat was great, man. I think I wrote like 4 verses to it in my head.
Well, thank you. I'll send it.
Oh, really you're a prince for that.
I would say where I got it from, but I would say that off camera.
We'll save that for the podcast interview.
Yeah.
When the album drops.
There you go. How do I share the screen? Here we go. You are watching the Iron 900 featuring Rich Jones and Crave. We will be back after this. And then we go bop, and then bam.
Cantaloupe so sweeter last year. I swear I peeped it. Everything gets a season and then it's missing pieces. I don't have a thesis other than let's rob an Ebenezer or three. Pickpocket past the tweezer. Roach clip, dreaming, coughing clouds. I'm seizing ecstasy. This for everybody standing next to me. This for everybody standing next to me. This for everybody standing next to me. Bacon drippings, I'm sick of simping and being civil. Why hide how I feel inside the looks and riddles? My smile's warm, my shake's sturdy, past the Skittles. I'm missing lime flavors, tell them kick the apples out. Pork roasting slowly with the apple mouth. Twisting baby arms, pass them. Gasping the passion, and I'll skip the pageantry. Since it ain't about talent, and I don't feel like holding in my talents. Me versus me, am I up to the challenge? This for everybody standing next to me, This for everybody standing next to me. I'll show you my latest trick, involves zero pyrotechnics. I'm here to grab this joy and then find fellow Confederates. To spread love, that's the main message. Receive it and believe it if you dare. Shit scary, sunshine and raspberries make watching the end sweeter. Pause if you ain't seen the feature yet. Feel like I see the future now, and I'm lacking an ounce to call it. What's lacking the funds to stall it. A plastic bubble front row seat to something appalling and avoidable. Feel like that's a lot of things, but misery is the secret sauce, lubricating everything, consuming everything, poisoning everything. Feels like all I can bring is this body and this brain. Sense of conviction, I hope it rings true for some of you. I'll be the fool for some of you. Fall guy, this is everybody standing next to me. This is everybody standing next to me. This for everybody standing next to me.
Because he gives away caps, bro. In the cafe, he gives out free caps like in little candy jars. And like I swear to you, a couple times I had to run up in the cafe and grab some caps because I was going vomit.
Run back
But
up.
but I remember when the
Hey, thanks,
pandemic
bye.
when the pandemic hit, I hit up every event, like everybody that had anything boarded up. I went from
You were crushing it.
thank you.
Right
But
down-
I went from California
right down
to Lakeshore. I mean to Michigan Avenue, asking everybody if I could get on the board ups, and I was kind of a couple of people said no to me, and they were known Trump supporters. That's what I want to say about them. But they said yes to him.
We can talk about that after.
And I just wanted to say that like me and Yams weren't hating on him, but Yams was like, they're not going to F with you. They gave me and him laws because, you're who you are, and we look like this. Yams was very straightforward about it, and he didn't address it. But I remember him coming to us being like, "You guys want to get down on this wall with me?" And I'm like, "I already asked those guys, and they said no. So you and Yams can do it." And Yams was like, "This guy's terrible. He's a nice guy." And I was like, "That's not nice to say." And then I saw his work, and I was like, "He's a great artist. You're right. These are like third time I've seen letters. It looks like he's never done this."
Sure. Welcome back to the Iron 900.
Iron 900.
Oh, that wasn't live, was it?
That last part, you.
Okay.
Shout out to the graffiti aspect in that 20% of hip hop.
Right. And you know what me and my guys were saying, and we've done this too, and it bothers me. I keep this sounds and it bothers me. We changed it around, but it's sad to see like I was just looking at I was at some show and they had all these classic hip hop albums up, and they were all great albums. Not one of them was the title written in graffiti. And I was just like, wow, graffiti is not like it's so separate from rap in a way, and it really shouldn't be. And it's like nobody is using graffiti on their albums.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
From what I hear, scratching was this was a long time ago. Around 2012, somebody was like, "Yeah, scratching is getting phased out," and I was like, "How? How are you playing records?"
Yeah,
you're not transitioning, scratching a little bit.
I don't understand why cats stopped cutting. And I mean, a lot of people don't know. I mean, I was rapping in third grade, but I started DJing thanks to Sergio. I think homie Sergio at Gordon Tech. He had tables, and so I've been spinning. I learned how to spin in '91,
right. And
DJing is dear to my heart. I don't do it in public very much, but I am no slouch, and there's a lot of great DJs that do not hold a candle to me when I'm cutting or scratching off a record. They have no chance.
DJ cut Crave.
Like I can really get down.
Crave cut.
So like I really pay attention to DJs. I used to manage DJs. I appreciate DJs, but like I've noticed people getting away from scratching and cutting,
Mhm.
especially on albums, and it's depressing to me. And I mean, I've got tables, and I might have to come back out and show people how it's done.
I truly believe it'll come back. I definitely think that in hip hop we've hit a ceiling, and there's no place to go but back to where it started. I'm seeing more and more social media videos with people spitting bars about what's happening right now. It's an unfortunate way to come back, but
We're getting away from the corporate.
yeah. It never belonged there in the first place.
Never.
A corporation.
There you
Exactly.
go. Dr. Jones, you won the last round.
I'm
So you
going.
throw out the first card.
I think that for Loud Records, the person
So,
that would take
To
it
introduce it real quick, Loud Record is the label that we are.
we're finding the dream artist,
Yeah.
and that to me, based off the hand that I have, would be Cannabis.
Ooh,
Yeah, nice.
very important.
Feel like that's like sweet spot
Mhm.
guy that I think obviously had some big moments, but maybe could have used a little bit more of the power of the house behind him.
If
I mean, the beef didn't help.
it didn't help,
No.
nor did being signed with Wyclef, and that's no disrespect to Wyclef, but how
Maybe
many
some-
artists came
maybe-
from
Well,
Wyclef?
yeah.
some just-
No, I've heard a lot. I've
Someone
heard
please
a
call
lot.
911.
Yeah.
Because
This guy won't
Yeah.
stop. For
Yeah, it was an unfortunate signing. I'm surprised nobody else was like, really?
No,
No one.
there were a couple heads, but Wyclef had the Grammys. And, I can't say too much again because of NDAs. But yeah, I heard a lot of stuff about how he ran his studios and labels, and yeah, it wasn't gonna work. Your guy Video Dave was working with him.
Interesting.
So and it makes sense. I was his bodyguard once, but
Wyclef or Video
Yeah.
Dave?
I'm always Video Dave. Well,
Whole
Wyclef,
life.
yeah, whole life, except for one time in grade school. But Wyclef, yeah, I did bodyguard work for him, and he's and I've met him a couple times now, and I can see what people were talking about. I'll just say that I saw it immediately.
My cousin had to be Colin Farrell's bodyguard in Ireland
Oh, that's
like a
interesting.
minute ago.
Wow.
I forget. I think it was for a movie. My cousin's husband is like massive.
That helps. That helps a lot.
He's just like this big, awesome Irish motherfucker.
I have to
Cool as
dress.
shit.
I have to dress like I'm armed because of my height.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Keep a hand over here.
Right.
You have a "Don't tread on me" patch in your jacket. you stick a bunch of chewing gum into your lips so that people are like, "Whoa, Copenhagen!"
You have one of
You
those
going to
cop
Co-
hats with the things.
I usually what really help with bodyguard stuff is like with actually like nights like that is if I wear stuff that shows those in Golden Gloves a couple times. Like if I wear my wraps or if I wear like a jacket that has like boxing insignia on it, like yeah, I do this. So but usually
You have a chain that has the gloves,
Gloves
dangling
on
down
it.
like the balls on the back of a
Yeah,
truck.
exactly.
You know?
like something that helps me be more diplomatic. That just says, oh no, he's got hands. Just because he's short and light skinned and has a falsetto doesn't mean you won't end up in the ER.
These gloves ain't for driving; they're for pile driving.
Right. Like, but back to Clef. Yeah, I don't think he knew what he was doing with him at all.
Cannabis was if Cannabis is signed with anybody else, literally, he just stuck around longer.
Wouldn't have had to join the Air Force
I think he was in the army before he got
or the
signed.
Army.
Yeah, that was part of the thing. And he apparently was really good with computers, and did, according to confirm the rumor, apparently he did write his lyrics on a computer.
Interesting. I did that for a little while, but then
I can't imagine.
it's and now I still kind of text some of them. But my last 4 albums that are there, I haven't even recorded them, that I wrote all by hand.
Mhm.
And I think it's like I was telling one of the producers, this is my best stuff, man. And like I feel like it was because I wrote it out.
For sure.
But my catchy stuff, I'll talk about my process later. Let me drop this card if I may.
Who you got?
I just hear him on loud.
Wow. Yeah.
mhm.
Steve Rifkin's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steve Rifkin. Every time I watch an interview with him, they're like, "How did you know to sign all this talent?" What he doesn't say is, "I didn't. I just hired people that did." I knew some guys with some street team stuff going on, and they were like, "This one."
Know your
I was like,
strengths,
okay.
know your weaknesses,
Yeah,
use
yeah.
your resources.
His nephew, Steve Rifkin, I think his nephew followed me. Or like we were like DMing at one point because he was
I didn't know. I forgot about social media.
he was
Followed you where?
with he was friends with my like one of my distant cousins.
Okay.
And like it was I remember at one point Loud Records Twitter followed me on Twitter because he was like the intern or something.
Yeah,
like,
word.
It was a whole thing. But yeah, it's super wild. Action Bronson, man.
It would have worked.
People ever compare me to him, I'm like Fraction Bronson. He's so much more gourmand than me. I'm an enthusiast, but he's got the knowledge base more in lock.
I feel like he has a nice template to work off of. I'll leave it at that. I got a lot of respect for him though.
Fuck That's Delicious is a very interesting show. Also, it humanized like Mayhem Lord, who looks like a Batman villain.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
I was intrigued.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna play this card in the hopes that you all know who this is, because he would have worked on my record. Smooth the Hustler.
I sleep.
Brooklyn rapper. Broken Language. If you ever want to listen to some really dope rap songs, Broken Language and My Brother My Ace. He both did with his brother Trigger the Gambler. Two of the best beats.
This man is a library, bro. Let me just. I mean, Mike, I swear, man, this guy,
the Iron 900,
and half my family's from Brooklyn.
Iron 900.
Shout out to BK Flatbush. We out here.
Yeah. I went to Brooklyn.
Shout out Greenpoint. No, I like Greenpoint. I like that style. I like that style.
I can't hate on it. Like, there's a lot of nice girls there. But
I was gonna say, I dated a young lady who lived in Queens once upon a time, and we ended up in Brooklyn. We went to what's Diddy's restaurant? It's a name. He named it after his son,
Justin.
And I remember getting off of the train and hearing people, and I was like, "Wow, New Yorkers really sound like this."
Yeah.
Just having conversations like, yeah, son,
it's real.
Like, wow.
I feel like the last time I was in New York in the last couple of years, I ended up by the old Bad Boy offices. That shit looks bad.
Yeah.
A lot of New York looks sad now.
And I gotta imagine that the old Bad Boy offices have looked sad for a while.
Yeah.
When was the last time Bad Boy?
The pandemic hit New York hard, man. I don't think they'll ever recover.
Well, let me just say the biggest casualty that I still see to this day is the death of the 24-hour bacon, egg, and cheese, like deli counter experience. Like that's like,
is that not a thing anymore?
I mean, let's just
hardly.
Say, I mean,
I can't get a slice of pizza at 3 a.m.
That's what I'm saying,
24,
man.
no.
It's not like that. Like I feel like
Brooklyn is quiet now.
Like, I mean, it's not as quiet as here. So I want to talk about what really knocked Chicago's late night food is shit. I got better late night food in fucking Columbus, Ohio. You know how embarrassing that is to say that? No disrespect to Columbus, Ohio.
I got family.
It's just like, man, like this is Chicago we're talking about.
That's like, I don't like to smoke bees. I like joints, and I smoke a bee, and I'm famished. And like my Brooklyn family, they're big on
leaf.
Yeah,
pronto.
Yeah, and it's like I'll we hit one, I gotta eat. So like that's the one thing I love about like Avenue J, Flatbush. You could just you could just find something to eat. But last time I was there, everything was shut down, and it's
my homie Sketchman 85.
That's the guy.
He bartends at this spot in Queens. And yeah, that like I remember like a year and a half ago, maybe almost 2 years ago, I was there, and typically in the past I would just pop over and get a sandwich and help them close and just hang out with them, like close the bar or whatever.
Mhm.
But I ended up having to order White Castle to the spot because there was nothing else that was open.
Yeah, we-
literally.
That's
was-
crazy to think about.
yeah.
I was hitting up a DoorDash when you just go to Utica and get a gyro and they correct you. They won't serve you unless you pronounce that shit right, like soup Nazis. It's crazy.
When first time I ever went to New York, my father was there on business and he was like, "Come on to New York," because he knew how much I like rap. I really wanted to be from New York when I was a teenager, and I remember he fell asleep. I've always been a night owl. I woke up at like 3:00 in the morning and I was like, I should go outside because I heard people out there. Being from Cleveland, everything shuts down in about
Right. 10, 11, right?
somewhere between 6 and 10. If you are a degenerate, you can find some place to go after 12, but it's not a late.
So
Cleveland banned BET. So like,
Did they?
when we were there on tour in 2023,
Mm.
we definitely got some after midnight Chinese food, which was actually, all things considered, pretty decent. We stayed at the Drury Plaza Hotel, which is right by the arcade.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's where it's like it's
Superman
literally
made out with Lois Lane in the arcade.
oh, Superman 2?
No, the new one. The end where he takes her. when
That's
he-
an
the
arcade in Cleveland?
Well, I mean, that's
Not
what-
like
that-
an
that's what they
arcade, but it's
called
called the.
Oh.
Yeah, so like the you know where the fists are across from the symphony.
Mhm.
So that where the courtyard where the fists are, right next to it is the former Board of Education building, and they turned that into a hotel. Because that's what Drury Plaza Hotels does, is they take
That sounds like some
historically
Cleveland shit.
significant properties around the country and they turn them into luxury hotel stays.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something about Drury Plaza Hotel while we're on the
Interesting.
subject. They will forever have a certain level of my heart
Hmm.
because free 24/7 coffee, tea, and soda fountain.
Not bad.
3 p.m. popcorn. They got a popcorn machine.
Popcorn
And
goes
then
back into the
5 to
conversation.
7, something like that, 5 to 7-ish,
Mhm.
something called kickback hour. And
Mhm.
it's 3 free drinks. They give you like a card that they like X on, and each it's like for how many days you're there, and they like on that day, boom, boom, boom. There's your 3
Mhm.
drinks.
You
It's
had
like,
me on tea. I don't mess with
Yeah.
none of that other stuff.
hey, that's fine. But the kickback hour also, like, they have a baseline of nachos and hot dogs, and then they got mixed entrees. Like when we were there, they had pasta and like with like some kind of mediocre chicken with like white sauce. I'm like, you
Mhm.
know what? For as an included thing to
Mhm.
my thing, and after
Exactly.
being on the road, I was we honestly we went to
Exactly.
kickback hour 2 days in a row
Hilarious.
before the show, and then
Yeah.
we almost thought about showing up to Columbus hella late so that we could get one
Right.
more kickback hour.
I feel you.
And
I've only
Real
been,
quick,
I've only been on.
You should have gone to Slimonton.
well, actually, if we're gonna talk about Cleveland shit, man, I
Mhm.
had maybe one of my favorite deli experiences in Cleveland at Larder.
We
Larder
had
is unreal. That place is so good.
Dare
I have
I
so many
say-
regrets about my order because there's something I've been thinking about for 2 years now that I haven't had. They had a donut. It looked like a donut,
Mhm.
but it was pastrami spread.
Mhm.
So it was just like
Mhm.
it was almost like molded schmear and it like spreadable pastrami cheese of some sort. I'm just like, man, like that would have been so lit. I fucked up.
Dare I say, when it comes to barbecue and delis, Cleveland is superior to most of the country. You would never
Yeah.
know it because it's a very depressing place
Right.
filled with very bitter people. But Cleveland has great beer and great food because when you're depressed, you eat and you drink.
To the city that gave us Machine Gun Kelly, we will never forgive
Machine Gun Kelly's really good.
you. Well, then we can blame Liquid then. Cleveland's all right.
He made the same beef mistake your boy made. To tie it back here.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
all
a,
right.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as Eminem said "son," I was like, "This is."
it's-
there's no
Yeah.
two things yet.
you can't come back from that.
So I don't expect to win, but I do think people should go listen to
I'm
Smooth the
absolutely-
Hustler's
yeah.
first album.
It's happening as soon as I get the phone.
But this is tough because for all the lyrics that Cannabis had, Action Bronson has personality, and that doesn't mean that Action Bronson doesn't have lyrics. Not many people make songs called Marty Jannetty. Shout out to Marty Jannetty. I still remember that fateful day on Brutus the Barber Beefcake show when he got kicked through a window. Yeah, this is.
I actually am.
No, you know what? Action wouldn't have been on Loud back in the day because he sounded too much like Ghostface.
Right. So like I gotta go with Cannabis.
I think it's gonna be Cannabis. I think Cannabis gets it. And man, would that have been dope.
Yeah.
That would have been dope.
Ah,
Cannabis on
perfect.
anything Wu-Tang related, MOP related, DR period produced. Let me also say, Loud Records is my favorite record label of all time. The range of Wu-Tang to Big Pun to Raekwon to 3 6 Mafia, they introduced some of the dopest acts that still exist in rap music. Shout out to Steve Rifkin.
Real talk.
For sure. Real talk. Rich Jones, this will go to you.
Hey, he's doing his thing.
That 2 books for Jones.
Two books.
2 books.
Word.
That's funny. You both picked cards from the same spot.
Interesting. Oh man. I was worried I would get this.
Oh, wow.
This
The big O.
all right. I'm
Crave
going.
has pulled Def Jam Recordings,
I feel hella prepared for this.
my second favorite label of all time. And it's funny, people have said to me when I said Loud is my favorite record label, they're like, over Def Jam? And I'm like, yeah, over Def Jam.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. It was a boutique label. It wasn't a whole lot of people, whereas Def Jam is
It's a conglomerate almost.
the rise and fall of hip hop. I would say Def Jam. Because you look at their roster now, and who are these people? Not to diss anybody. You're farther along than I am, for sure.
Let's look at the
Yeah, they had. It's
Somebody I didn't. Vince Staples, I think, is on Def Jam.
It's been years since I checked how many people are on the label since I was trying to get signed, and I after I actually Googled it and saw how many artists were signed to them, I was like, never mind. Like, there's
There's
not
a lot of
chance.
folks.
Not a chance.
I'm sure they're doing things in and around the industry, just not making like hit records. But again, there are people. I think Rihanna's on Def Jam. There's some folks on Def Jam, but those folks have been on Def Jam for a while. There are a lot of new people that I am not aware of.
I can't hate on them because they've taken a chance on a lot of artists that are just not big names. It's just I don't feel like all I hear is horrible stuff about the management. They don't care.
Depending on who's telling the story, I'll say crack dealers apparently had a really good time on Def Jam. But
Yeah.
if you were not in the drug trade,
Yeah,
chances are
yeah,
Def Jam wasn't the best experience for you.
I never really got into it dealing crack.
That's good.
You know, it just wasn't my thing. No disrespect to.
It's Crave, not crack.
Yeah.
Um, also, don't sell crack, guys.
Yeah, it's not a
Doesn't help.
thing.
And here's something that I say a lot,
gonna get
and I feel
caught.
like I need to keep saying: don't take the political opinions of crack dealers, because those people sold crack to like family members.
Well,
like those
right.
people
Now,
are not
well,
thinking about people.
Can I give you not a counterpoint,
Okay.
but more like a lived experience,
All right.
just to show you that there's a weird world where somebody might try to present what they do as a form of care.
Okay.
I was working on the west side putting up some posters,
Mhm.
and this very scruffy gentleman comes walking by and mumbles something.
Mhm.
And I had like an ear pod in or something. I said, "I'm so
Laurel's
sorry,"
rocks weed.
something like that. But I couldn't, and I was like, "What'd you say, man? I'm sorry," because I really I'm polite to everyone, especially when I'm working, just because it's like I don't want anyone to think I'm a threat, etc.
sure,
And
for
also,
sure.
I just I like talking to people, and I repeat myself because I couldn't hear him the second time. And then he just yells, "Do you want some crack?" And I'm like,
Oh,
oh no,
God.
no, thank you so much. No, I'm really okay. I don't want to crack.
No.
But this is why I bring this up is because he starts listing. He's like, well, it's got zinc and vitamin. He starts giving me like the what's in it, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, did this motherfucker invent the multivitamin
really
crack
cooking.
rock?
Really cooking.
Is this guy really found his way to get
got a
people to get their
cold?
vitamins?
You got a cold. You got a
Yeah.
sneak like a.
Yeah, man, yo,
This got that iodine.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I take zinc with.
And, well, then maybe we should go find this gentleman.
We shouldn't do that.
No,
I could lose. I'm trying to lose some weight, and I'm already missing teeth. So.
From what a guy told me at a bus stop in Cleveland once, he said, "Crack is the greatest high you'll ever have for 15 minutes." He was like, "I don't understand how anybody gets hooked on this. You're high for 15 minutes,
And then the hellscape.
that's it."
yeah.
And you'll never have that high again.
Yep. Don't do crack, kids, but don't sell crack,
And,
right?
and don't
do
fall for someone trying to get you to do a multivitamin crack rock.
that. But it's healthy, baby. Check
But
this
it's
out.
got vitamin B.
It does not, sir. Probably got bleach and formaldehyde.
God,
in
what
it.
plants
Like,
crave?
Brono. It's got electrolytes.
Who won the last round?
I did.
Rich Jones, you did a lot
When I
first.
go for the trifecta, I would argue the one and only Styles P would be
Wow.
an excellent Def
Wow.
Jam frontline starter.
True.
Mm.
Very,
I
very
get
true.
high every day.
Did you know that Styles P is half African?
Yeah.
I
African.
found that out.
But that's like, I forget which album. He says, my dad, my mom came from Harlem, my pop came from Africa.
Mhm.
Oh, he's Irish
But,
and half and African.
I know he's
But
half
I'm
Irish.
all, I don't think he's Irish.
Oh, you
That's
said
not what you said.
Ireland?
I thought my pop came from Harlem or something.
Oh.
or from New York or something.
Yeah, it sounded like you said my mom came from Ireland. I was
I
like,
can't
oh,
remember the line. Let me find this line.
I was
This is-
He's African for real.
Styles P.
no, P would definitely be great. On
Yeah,
that.
it's like you almost imagine like why didn't they sign him?
I'm sure they tried. No, I know Leo Cohen tried because he talked about it.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, he didn't talk about it. He talked about how mad he was that they signed the Bad Boy.
Yeah, this is the only good thing I'm gonna do with AI, man. I'm telling you, I got a list. This is perfect. We ought to do this with we're wasting water, but like I could see me going home and doing this with all these names tonight.
I want to go pee on the data center today. Crave, you're up next.
All right. I'm going left field because I'm saving this cat, and I'm pretty sure he was signed to Def Jam at one point, but not this guy. This guy would be my dream for actually the last 3 labels. If only. I miss this dude so much, man. Come back. Come back.
Oh my gosh! I wish his career was a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
so
mean-
glad I put this in the thing.
Thank you. There's always room for the one-hit wonders.
Hey, man.
That's why they are who they are.
I mean, if
Another
anything, I feel like is he still alive?
Yeah, he still makes
He,
music.
he is a TikTok post away.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like that's what happened with Project Pat. Like he got hot on TikTok, and then
Did he?
like I read this
Good point.
article by this writer Abe Beam who went to his show in New York, and it's like, yeah, so it's people like me that are like grew up listening to Project Pat,
Mhm.
and then it's all these kids that are listening to Project Pat because of TikTok. But the craziest part of it all is they only know how to go hard while he's performing for
Mhm.
45 seconds. Because that's like the length of a TikTok.
I did the dance. What do I do now?
That's funny. I get it. It
Shout
took
out
me a
to Black
second.
Black.
I'm bad.
I like ski. I like your ski rope play.
Hey man.
I had to do it.
So on the table we have Styles P, played by Rich Jones, Skilo, played by Crave. I feel like at one point Skilo could have done all right on Def Jam. No,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have because he would have been on with LL Cool J.
Uh,
And the LL Cool J would have
They would have done a group shaped ski rope day.
could have worked if LL Cool J wasn't.
LL.
Hey, I was just about to be
or
like,
LL ski rope.
why ain't your shirt off, man?
Hey, get him some more chapstick. Let me play Drake.
Wow.
Now,
Why-
while Drake isn't the most popular for the wrong reason right now, I do think that if he was on Def Jam, especially at the height of Def Jam, that would have been significant.
His ghostwriters would have fit right in and had a lot more work.
He'd have had Ja Rule as a ghostwriter. It would have.
Right.
It could have worked out better.
Yeah.
It would have definitely tilted the sound to the East Coast versus the South.
I don't think they would have let him sing either.
They let Ja sing.
You call
Remember
that
what
sing?
Ja sounded like? But he did it though, and he did it a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But like, I feel like I'm sorry. I listen to Mos Def singing, and I'm like, I know he like my guys and I. We
like
talk
that
about this for hours. Like my Umi says, like, I know you can sing that better, but why? Why would you want to? And I feel like
he wants his people to be free.
He wants Derek Jeter to look really cool in the Jordan Brand commercial.
he kind of does.
That's why he did
That's
it.
where I first heard that song, was the
That's
Jordan
funny.
Brand commercial.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't even remember that now.
yeah. It was like this,
I barely
whole
remember
thing. It's crazy. The day that I heard Black on Both Sides for the first time was also the day that I heard Weezer's The Blue album for the first time. So I listened to Weezer's Blue album, and then I ran Black on Both Sides. I went back and forth between those albums for like the rest of the night.
I forgot
while playing 007 Nightfire in my parents' basement. It was a good night.
that game made me start hating video games because it was so difficult for me.
PlayStation 2.
But yeah,
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble with that game. But I will say, like, I didn't even realize they came out. So I didn't even realize that. But yeah, those two albums I went back and forth on. My sister, shout out to my sister Esther. She came knocking at my door like, you need to hear this. And I was like, what is this? And she was like, you need to hear it. It was Weezer, and I was blown away. And but yeah, I know that whole album backwards and forwards, every word. But
My name is Joe.
yeah, and you know, Weezer became a really good measuring tool for me to measure out like rockers. Like Casta hated on Weezer, and I was like, you know what, dude, you don't have to pretend to be like super hard like metal with me, man.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know,
you can like a wide variety of things.
Right.
You don't have to stick to it.
And let me bring up the Cardigans. Like, they got hated on really hard for that "Love Me," and it was a big smash hit, and it was on Romeo and Juliet. But you know, and you can dance to it. Like, you can really get down and dance to that song. But the rest of that album is some great hard rock, like incredible.
I wouldn't
like
have thought that.
It's phenomenal. Some people that don't listen to rock would call the rest of that album metal. But that's just a good hard rock band, and you know, you got to give people some leverage. Like, all right, they're gonna do one or two songs to get that money, you know, to sell the records. But and that's how I feel about Drake a lot too.
Oh, yeah.
So here's my question:
Mm-hmm.
You think that they would go harder for a Canadian? Some of the from
Depends on which Def Jam. DMX at Def Jam? No. No,
Right.
they wouldn't. Though, I'll say this. If Drake would have been on Def Jam at if he would have been on 98 Def Jam, he would have been under Jay-Z's wing. Easily.
Yeah,
He
but
might have even wore a Rockefeller jacket.
I heard, you know, I have a lot of respect for Jay, especially the 411 album. But I've only
444.
444.
I was like, wait, Mary J. Blige?
I'm thinking Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mary.
No, man, 4 times 11. Oh, four.
Yeah.
In a way.
Interesting.
Bring Google, man. We on that.
But, yeah, it's a conspiracy theory. But yeah, I feel like Jay-Z whenever he was asked in several interviews to name his top 5, he always named Drake.
Mm-hmm.
And
He named Drop Drake. He doesn't do that often.
yeah,
On Blueprint 3, maybe.
right. So like before their little thing, you know, Drake was talking too much. I didn't like the comments Drake made, but I think he would have done more for his career than he did for other artists on Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
But if if Styles P was signed to Def Jam, you wouldn't have had to do as much work.
They didn't need more security because he would have tried to fight Jay. Remember him and Jadakiss and Jay were going on the song Reservoir Dogs, I want to say, on DMX's second album. Styles P's verse was about Jay-Z.
No. I gotta go listen. Every time I come on the show, it gives me a hip hop homework list for me to go listen
The
to.
Iron 900.
Iron 900.
Yeah, I did not know that. So yeah, that's gonna stick with me. As much as I like Jay-Z, I respect everybody that goes at him.
For sure. Yeah, it's not a small task.
No.
While Skee-Lo could have been on Def Jam, Warren G was on Def Jam. Domino was on Def Jam.
Good
if
point.
anybody remembers Domino.
You know how I feel about Warren G.
Yeah. We had a Warren G conversation before you got here. So. First album I ever had.
Now, hey, here's what I was.
It's like my fourth album.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Oh boy.
For the sake of some drama going into this final round, because if I claim this, I win. But if Crave wins, then we have to have a tiebreak.
True.
For the sake of
That's
that,
happened.
I'm willing to enter into a bizarre world and vote for Drake, just so we can get to a tiebreaker. Have this be super dramatic.
You put Drake out, though,
900.
You put Drake out though, right, Mike?
I did put
Oh,
Drake
you
out.
did? Yeah. Well, then never mind. Then you know.
You want to go back? You want to
Nah.
backtrack and go with style?
No,
to be honest,
I don't. I'm not.
Depending,
I'm not
my
gonna go
favorite
with
Def
Skee-Lo.
Jam time, Styles would have been
Yeah,
signed. My
same.
least favorite Def Jam time, Drake would have been signed.
All I'll say is whatever consensus you guys come up with, I'll go with, because it will mean that I haven't won yet.
I'm gonna go with Styles. My Skee-Lo is theoretical.
Mhm.
I now I can't unhear him on Def Jam. You know what I'm saying?
I will say Drake would have been the second coming of that local.
Yeah, actually. And
Well, no, he wouldn't, because LL wrote his own stuff.
Ah,
And
That's
lots
hilarious.
of other people's stuff.
That's
So it would have
hilarious.
been
I didn't know LL Ghost wrote for other people.
Run DMC.
It makes so much sense now. It makes way too much sense.
Yeah.
And I never, let me tell you, to be cool, because I was that nerdy Haitian kid that played the violin in third grade.
Mm-hmm.
So until I was making beats and rapping in third grade, but I was scared to tell people.
Mm.
And when I heard Run DMC, now I'm totally coming at Run DMC. I want all the smoke. In third grade,
Mm.
I didn't like them at all. I thought they were whack. I hated my Adidas because I couldn't afford a pair, and I hated them because I remember the next day after I got to school, everybody
Oh, for
had
sure.
on a pair of Adidas, and I'm out here with my Pro Wings. I hated them for that, and so I learned every word from the album just so
Mhm.
I could rap and be popular. But that was the first time I really started putting it together. Like, I'm going to show everyone, do talent shows and spit
Mhm.
Run DMC and the Fat Boys and show everybody
Mhm.
I can rap these people's stuff. But now I'm going to freestyle on my beats and then I'm going to freestyle on Run DMC's beats and show you that I'm better than them. And I always believe that I'm better than this dude. Like, I'm just better than you, and I'm a kid. And that actually made me think, like, I can do this.
Mhm.
Like, because these dudes are a joke. But I loved Grant. I love the Jam Master Jay, you know,
Mhm.
R.I.P. But I always felt like, oh, these dudes have nothing on me, and I'm a kid from Haiti. So yeah, just
Shout out
that's
to
my
Run
little
DMC.
rant.
For inspiring, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for that.
For sure.
And I hope you can go kick rocks with Kid Rock someday. But I have no love for that. You know, the whole Kid Rock thing with that. With,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
with your boy.
You can
Kid
toss it
Rock.
on the truck.
Kid Rock is a fucking disgrace. And
Ooh,
honestly,
boy.
if I had to like lock in and actually like get in physical shape to like do a celebrity boxing match, I consider it.
He would never fight me. But I do want to say the first
I was gonna say,
album,
Kid Rock wouldn't lock in and get in shape.
right? He wouldn't, and you could take him now. Trust me.
For sure.
But,
for sure.
But we did
The thing you learn as a door guy at a bar is you can always win the fight against a drunk person
always,
because they're drunk and you're not.
always. They're just not going to know that they lost right away.
On Iron 900.
But fun fact, my first album was recorded at Audio 8 which was on Lake and
Chris Wick,
Chris and
Hugs, wasn't it?
Shout out to Bug.
They weren't there, but we heard Chris's name a lot. But we what's his face? Oh, I'm forgetting his name, and he hooked us up. I mean, I paid him every dollar he asked me for, so it wasn't much of a hookup. But we recorded our first album there, and they were like, "Yo, Kid Rock recorded his album here," and that really inspired me. Like, I got to be better than Kid Rock.
Not hard.
You know, it wasn't, and I succeeded.
Kid Rock recorded "Ba with the Ba" on that exact microphone that you're using.
They're still
we were using the same mics as him, same studio, and I was just like, all right, because now I know I'm better than this dude for sure, and I don't know.
I mean, you should have known that. Not the best.
I'm not gonna claim I'm better than.
I think I'm better.
I got to record in a studio in Chelsea, Manhattan, called Jungle City.
Okay.
And that's that's owned by Alicia Keys' manager.
Word.
And it's like Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys' studio for the most part. So
Word.
I've seen the see-through piano.
Word.
I went to the Louis Vuitton sound foam like main room.
Okay.
They didn't have didn't have the right eye lock like drive.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, we can't use this room. Is it okay? And this was my homie like on some like after hours shit. Like he was like, yo, from this time to this time, I got you. Just give me like X amount. Like I
feel you.
So like he's like, is it cool if we use the B room? That's the one that Future uses. And I'm like, sure, that sounds great. And then it was funny as hell because I think at like 3 a.m. we got snacks and sandwiches delivered to the studio because delis were still open,
right?
For sure,
24/7. And I remember like at sunrise, we were sitting on the water tower overlooking Swizz Beats putting green on the roof of this building. It was very trippy.
That's interesting.
It was a vibe. Let me put it that way. I can't
Swiss,
say,
you're a different kind of guy. But you know, I'd sell crack to play on that piano. I play piano, bro. So somebody's got to get it. Somebody's gonna get it.
Hey, let's just do the 6 degrees clean and not sell multivitamin crap. Okay?
and you get your vitamins.
GNC passed, bro. Shark Tank passed.
True,
Kevin O'Leary seemed kind of into it, but he was like, ultimately, no.
I need
gonna get crushed by the competition.
I need to play on Alicia Keys' piano. I need to play the piano.
So, in honor of Swiss Beats, I'm going with that.
Hey, that's a good call.
Is this last round the ceremonial then?
Yeah,
Well,
we got to do it though.
Yeah, we got to
have
do
to do it.
So what we're gonna do?
Okay. Well,
And I recorded that rock song. My rock album I recorded in the same studio that Smashing Pumpkins recorded their first time. I feel blessed, man.
Sure.
Chicago has a great musical history.
For sure.
If you get into a nice traditional studio, it's always great inspiration.
So the way that we do the last round on the Iron 900 is we all flip our cards at the same time.
Word.
So I'm going to count to 3. On 3, we flip. Oh, and we are playing who would sound the best on Rap-A-Lot record.
and I feel highly confident. Hella confident.
I was gonna play the marketing card, like, well, this guy would have sold the most records.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh wow, damn it! It's like two of my favorite MCs versus an MC I think is a cool guy.
I think Childish Gambino. So who we have on the table for the best Rap-A-Lot single album catalog?
Damn it!
Ice Cube, who would have been fucking fantastic.
Oh, shout out!
Childish Gambino, which would have been cool.
Very cool, very progressive.
Yeah. It might if he rapped with Zero, is Zero on Switch House or Rap-A-Lot?
Good question.
Because he could definitely make some songs with Zero. And he is from Atlanta. Like, he is from
Zero? Who's the music?
Childish Gambino.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my fault. I was like, what?
Screwed up click. Huh. None of them. No, Rap-A-Lot. There it is. Yeah, he would have made some good songs with Zero. And then there's Andre 3000. Now here's the Andre 3000 I hear on Rap-A-Lot. I hear Dre, not Andre 3000, but first album.
Yes, I was just gonna say first album.
I actually see
trading in the Braves jersey for the Astros.
Yeah, because Aquanemi wouldn't have worked.
Aquemini.
I can't say that right. To save my life. Aquemini.
There was a whole nother word.
I'm an aquarium sign.
I'm surprised no one's done a mashup of Jamiroquai with Aquemini.
Stop it! That's on my list. This guy. Oh my God, he pulled it out.
Jaquemini.
Dude, that is. I'm gonna send you that list. I'll send you the list as soon as I get home now, just to prove it. That's the last entry. I can't give you all of it. But yeah, Jamiroquai is on my list. Wow. Finally found something to do with AI.
AKA virtual insanity.
Beautiful.
Digital
Thank
insanity,
you.
sorry. Yeah.
Artificial insanity.
Artificial.
So if it's between Ice Cube and Andre, now mind you, up until We Be Clubbing Ice, even after We Be Clubbing Ice, because We Be Clubbing is
me out, man. Now I need that crack.
It's a ceiling, a ceiling. West Side Connection would have been great on Rap A Lot. NWA probably would have been good on Rap A Lot. No, having Drake produce. But thinking about beats that Scarface has made.
Yeah, man, it's Cube, man. I can't. I'm trying to hear Dre and I mean, like you said, Dre first album, yes, definitely more than Cube. I would say, just lyrically, I don't think Ice Cube could.
Back then, Cube may have been if both of these people on their first few projects, easily were on the same level. Ice Cube had Summer Vacation. Andre had, what's the first story I remember Andre? Was that the name of that song? Somebody hit me the other day before Rendezvous. No, that was Big Boy's birthday. Sasha Thumper. That was the artist. Yeah. Which is a great fucking song.
Yeah.
Damn. I might have to
It is hard. On Iron 900.
I missed it. That's what he said.
Maybe I'll go with Cube because Cube was more likely to be on Rebel.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't just mean his age. No ageism jokes.
Organized Noise was its own thing. Shout out to Organized Noise. They put out some of my favorite music of all time.
They did their thing.
They understood the mission until they did.
Up until Trans DF Express.
Oh, I love Trans DF Express.
Yeah, but it was also like you could tell that okay, now we're doing something else.
All I'll say is to the earlier thing I was mentioning about trend hopping and wave chasing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Organized Noise ever chased the waves. You should listen to that mixtape they came out with a few years ago. There was the kind of like that was meant as like a return, and it was. I mean, look, man, who's to say? Fuck my opinion. I ain't done none of the shit that they did. Fuck, who the fuck am I? I'm just an asshole that has an opinion. That they're legends for real. Like I'm very careful. I'm not trying to dog on them because made like some of my music, but I will say, yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like when an artist you really love does have like kind of such a faltering moment, it does shake you a bit. Hip hop is 50 years old. We've seen a lot of people rise and fall. I didn't mean to cut you off. No. It's true. It's just, at the end of the day, it is an analog of watching a group grow old and literally being around for 50, 60, 70 years, whatever. It's like the Rolling Stones or whatever. Like I remember like listening to their music and I enjoyed it and stuff. And then it's like, I'm hearing anything new from them. And it's like, what happened? Oh, Wu-Tang. All day. I tell the story often on this show. After Wu-Tang Forever, when RZA went from sampling to
orchestrating on keyboards, they went downhill quickly.
Talking about like, what was it, the 8 diagrams or whatever?
Yeah. Not anything. Wu-Tang, as far as I'm concerned, has had 2 good albums. And I don't think I'm the only person with that.
No, I say that all the time, but then, you know, to me,
Still my favorite
they're-
rap group
they're-
of all time. But
they're beyond hip hop. Like the way they
Mhm.
they've accrued fans, it's almost a cult. And you can't tell them cult members nothing.
that's why I think I am the most Wu-Tang of those Wu-Tang fans, especially. I'll get a Wu-Tang tattoo tomorrow. I might get a Wu-Tang tattoo tomorrow.
You know what you should do? You should wait for one of them Friday the 13th promo days where they got the cheap tattoos. I remember I don't have any tattoos, but I almost caved because I saw that someone had flipped the Wu-Tang W on its side like a 3. So it was like the 13 with the
Nice.
W on the side. I was like, that's hard.
That's nice.
That's also Jizz's Wu-Tang thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Faith in the other direction. Do you know why he had to do that? Because RZA's brother charged them to use the Wu-Tang sign.
Wow.
That's why Method Man.
Sincere. Oh, was that the dude's name? What is it? I think it's Sincere.
It's a smart move, though. I'm not gonna lie. As an artist,
He charged them to use their own logo.
it's a smart move.
And he didn't make the logo.
Oh, that's kind of wild.
Mathematics drew the logo. And then, why can't I
I
remember?
didn't know that.
I watched the whole Wu-Tang.
Of Mike's and Men.
The
That was
Hulu
good.
series. Yeah, Mike and
Oh no, I didn't watch the Wu. By the way,
I loved it.
I
by the
mean to.
way,
I mean
I
to.
definitely
I hear good.
I
things.
definitely used a shitty editor on my phone to create a Wu-Tang Meets Hulu logo and said, "Yo, hey Hulu, why aren't you change your shit to Hulu?" And then literally, I swear, within a week they had switched over, and I screenshot. what I
Call Leo
posted.
Burnett.
Yeah,
Did you see the breakdown, by the way?
Right down
The get down. You watching
I
that?
watched.
I watched some of it.
I watched most of it.
Yeah. Then I kind of forgot.
I like the episode where they go against the crew that has the echo machine. 'Cause I love reverb.
I'm a sucker for reverb. Ask any producer I work with. I'm always like, you know what this needs?
Reverb.
But
Do you have any funky
Ice cream.
That's
of
fair.
course.
That's fair. I'm okay with.
Well,
So is that a tie?
today was a good day. No,
Is
no, I've only got 2.
Oh yeah.
I've got 3. That's right.
Yeah. I did I set the Iron 900 up in odd numbers, except for the number 900.
You did the heavy lifting.
Iron 900.
Today's Victor.
Thank
Rich
you,
Jones.
sir.
Hey, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here on Iron 900.
Hey,
I hate losing,
appreciate having you.
but if I'm not gracious in defeat,
Very wise.
what am I?
Also, Crave, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Did you feed your dog before you?
My sister fed him.
Okay. Crave always forgets. Crave will be on the show and be like, "Fuck, I gotta go."
I'm sorry about that. That's the kind of dog he lets you know.
Yeah. Does he? Yeah, I was like, I don't want him to piss in your shoes.
Yeah. Oh, he's got great aim too. Incredible. aim.
Marine Corps marksman.
Rich Jones, thank you for joining again.
Man, an absolute pleasure. It's always such a great time and different sort of time whenever we're able to link up. And
For sure.
I can safely say these are probably some of my favorite kind of things to lock in with and do is to get with you in the studio and chat. So thanks for having me again, man. We're gonna do it again.
Oh yeah, it won't be the last time.
No,
I can't wait to come back. I do want to shout out. I'm opening up a new venue. It's going to be I just pushed the opening date back today. Talked to my investor and partner, but we are also opening up a retail store for Chicago designers, Chicago artists. Come by, your local independent Chicago fashion designer or visual artist. We're gonna have a lot of MCs there too. So it's all Chicago, Avondale, North Side, 2928 North Milwaukee Avenue, February 1st. We're opening up a new fashion store called Chirac.
Nice. That's RACK.
Yes, thank you.
Is 2928 that north of Pulaski or south of Pulaski?
Just a block south of Pulaski. 1 block south. It's the new fashion district.
Hey, it's funny you talk about that because when I was on tour last year in Grand Rapids, there's this one record store that like I did a bunch of in-stores at like years ago, and the record store's still there, thank God. It's a massive place. It's
That's
great.
great.
But all around it
Yes.
is like thrift and vintage. So I'm like, this is now the vintage district.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly vintage. It's mostly vintage stores in the vicinity. I only counted 2 boutiques that weren't vintage. And you know what? Like at this point in society, like that's if you're not buying vintage at some point, then you're really missing out. Yeah, you're missing out. Yeah. And you there's always gems, man. There's always gems. But we shout out to all the vintage stores. We aren't doing vintage. We're doing local Chicago designers. So come through, and some of their stuff looks like the stuff you're gonna get at a vintage store. There you go. Mine definitely does. I make clothes once in a while. If I don't do any crack, I make some clothes.
Or maybe you'll do crack and make a lot of clothes
for 15 minutes.
I was about to say the train will fall off the tracks inevitably. But so to take us out, I'm going to play a song by Crave.
Thank you.
Crave, do you want to intro this song?
I was just thinking about Theo Huxtable and Seinfeld with they wore the same pirate shirts. But yeah, this is from this is a great day to do this. This is from my first album with back. My first album back after I took a huge break called Age of Aquarius. And shout out to all the Aquarians. It's the first day I think of Aquarian.
Shout out to my best friends are Aquarius. I actually believe in astrology a little bit because I realized like, oh shit, both of my best friends are Aquariuses. And my grandma, was my favorite drinking buddy when she was up drinking.
Interesting.
She's turning 97.
And impressive. I'm an Aquarius too. And
for sure.
And we are the rarest sign in some categories after Capricorns. And I wrote a book about astrology called Age of Aquarius. You can get it on Amazon. I got a new publicist and a new publishing company. We are getting off of Amazon. So if you want to wait, I'm about to reprint the whole series called United States of Aquarius.
Nice.
Because having some issues with Amazon printing and legal stuff, and Jeff Bezos, those contracts, man, predatory. Yeah. I had no idea. It's a bunch of hot garbage. So I'm getting off Amazon. I'm going to re-release
Human versus Pred.
Right. This dude, like, if you don't sign a contract saying that Amazon has full license and the only people to sell your book, they just keep the rights and they don't push it for the length of your duration of your time on Amazon. Jeff Bezos is a POS. Yeah. But I do have a really good book. I have three manuscripts called Age of Aquarius on Amazon. They're about to be on another publishing company called I forgot, but it's about to be United States of Aquarius. But this is from my album Age of Aquarius, and you should check it out. It's one of my better solo albums. Let's just put it like that.
Very dope. You have been watching the Iron 900. Go ahead.
Iron 900.
Thank you for joining us. Join us next time. I believe our next episode is going to be our Nas episode.
Oh,
don't miss it.
Let me just chill here. I'll sit in that chair.
Definitely can.
The prompt is Nas is like blank.
There you go. I'll get into
good.
Nas is like a sunrise.
that's good.
A cool ocean breeze.
Yeah.
I never seen a sky so big.
It's like I've never breathed air before.
Yeah.
A lot of people do.
I love funny. I've done this before.
Thank you for watching the Iron 900. Tune in next week. Until then, love, peace, hair grease. Go read a book.
I didn't come. I didn't come. I didn't come. I only came because
I'm part art of war, part war and peace. A little war and G. I have no warrants, G, but that won't bother me. Chill, you ain't gotta call the police, they racist. I beef like Assad Shakur and make masterpieces. It's a disturbance in the peace, and abstinence ain't working. Just because I'm employed, bitch, I have needs. Like Video Dave sewing, I need dough like I'm getting bread. I took a scratch test and I'm a different breed. I'm half Mustang and thoroughbred. It's been said, my tweets are like pieces or exhibits. What? Maybe I said it, shit. My excrement's exquisite. I'm quite the specimen, I'm a whole new species. I'm hustle man. Pick up the pieces effortlessly, written with these effigies. Take apart and put together in the MC next to me. I'm sick of rap, I guess we'll have to see who I eat next. Like, my man, feed me, Seymour. I planned it this way, I planned it that way. I've seen more of the planet back in the day. Now I stay in place and make plans for decades. I take no prisoners. I don't play too many games like Sega Vision. My whole life I've been in this same situation. I take the blame, plus I take the cake. To make it equal, I make jokes about white people. Like all I'm saying, nigga, if I don't get reparations, I'll be back like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's the... It's funny. After all these performances,